I hope now my voice is very much audible and clear. Yes, very good evening, my dear students. This is going to be our first NEET crash course chemistry class. We are in the first class of NEET Endgame. When it comes to chemistry, my dear students, so this is my very first class in our NEET English channel. But I'm not new to chemistry. Okay, so this is my very first class in NEET English channel. First thing, when it comes to NEET, my dear students, the only thing I'm expecting from each and every one of you is please be very serious. Please be very serious. Because from day one of our 12th preparation, everyone would have had the dream, I need to crack NEET examination. So these many days of our preparation, everything is fine. But this last 30 days is very, very crucial. This last 30 days is very, very crucial. How much we are going to pitch the subject now, that much actually we can able to score the marks. So before getting into the session, I will just tell the general introduction. Introduction means I'm not going to tell for 20 or 25 minutes. Just remember my name, myself, Prithviraj Sir. I'm going to travel with you guys for the next 30 days when it comes to chemistry NEET in-game series. When it comes to chemistry, particularly physics, chemistry, biology, to get the government seat, my dear students, listen carefully. To get the government seat, the main thing what we need to always keep in mind is biology. Irrespective of the paper, if it is going to toughest paper also, that is fine. But irrespective of the paper, everyone need to score 360 out of 360 in biology. Okay, sir, fine. I can able to score 360 out of 360 in biology. If you people can able to score 360 out of 360 in biology means, when it comes to chemistry, you guys can easily score 140 plus. It is very easy to score 140 plus, my dear students. What is the strategy? If you look at the last year, previous year, all those cutoff ranges, no, in physics and chemistry, together if you people manage to score 260 plus marks. In biology, 360 out of 360 means definitely you people will get into government medical college. Now the students will tell, sir, what sir, biology 360 out of 360 is not at all possible. What I can do? Even I do agree, even for me, biology is one of the very tough subject. Because actually after 10th, no, I quit biology and then I started doing maths with computer science. So I do agree, biology is very tough. Even though if it is tough, you people can't able to score 360 out of 360 in biology also. But in chemistry, I told the mark as 140 plus. But it is very, very easy to score 170 plus, my dear students. Sir, what you are telling? I'm not only talking in terms of NEET, JEE Mains, JEE Advanced, CUET, whatever the exam, any state level entrance, central level entrance, whatever the entrance, you people go and sit. When it comes to chemistry, chemistry paper is going to be very easy. Basic common sense, only few topics if we master, that is more than sufficient to score 170 plus in chemistry. So how this NEET Endgame series is going to be? Listen carefully. In the 6 days of chemistry class, chapter wise, we are going to solve top notch question. That is top 100 question. Sir, so you are not going to teach the concept, sir. Very simple. If I take the first chapter, equilibrium. Equilibrium means both chemical as well as ionic equilibrium. First 30 to 35 minutes in a very, very precise way. What is required? That I am going to tell. First 30 to 35 minutes, what is required for our examination to crack any question, whether it is conceptual AR type or statement type or numericals, whatever it is. First 30 to 35 minutes, we are completely going to discuss the concept. After discussing the concept, based on those concepts, we are going to solve question. In the same way, we are going to do for kinetics. In the same way, we are going to do for electrochemistry. In the same way, you are going to do for redox reaction in today's class. So this is the flow of the class when it comes to chemistry. Please do keep in mind. Okay. So first, actually, few minutes, we will discuss the core concept. What is very important? Honestly, tell me, my dear students, when it comes to NEET exam, anyone is going to ask, define equilibrium. If they ask, it will be one of the very easiest paper. But possibility is very, very less. So what is required? When I am teaching the concept, indirectly what I am trying to tell, I am just going to predict the paper also. I am just going to predict the paper. So please do make a note of each and everything, whatever I am going to write. Okay, please do make a note of each and everything, whatever I am going to write. Today class is also going to be like a mind map as well as question solving session. So once again, yes. So very sorry, once the class started, actually I engaged in explaining NEET how the chemistry session is going to be. My dear students, so very good evening. Ayush wrote to Jibmer, okay? And then at A to the world, Ritika, good evening, sir. Everyone, very good evening, ma. So shall we start the session? Is everyone is ready? Please do remember, once again I am repeating, when it comes to chemistry session, how it is going to be, one particular chapter, first 30 to 35 minutes, important concept, followed by very, very important, top-notch question. You can ask me now. Okay, sir, I do agree. When it comes to equilibrium, you are discussing only top 100 question. In what basis you are discussing this top 100 question? I segregated the questions with respect to model. If you take chemical equilibrium, tell me, my dear students, droppers will be there. Current 12th completed students will be there. Equilibrium is 11th class topic. You guys tell me, when it comes to equilibrium as a NEET question paper setter, definitely we will get 2 to 3 question. That 2 to 3 question, definitely we can expect KP-KC relation based on question. It can be statement type, AR type or numerical. KP-KC will be there in the question paper. Next, what they may ask from equilibrium, Lee-Chatelier principle. So please don't waste time. In these last 30 days, what not to study also, it's very important. See, everyone will tell, if you open the internet, Google, social media platform, YouTube, everyone will tell what to study. But as a student, we need to know what not to study. That is also very, very important. So when it comes to NEET in-game series of chemistry class, I am just clearly going to explain the concepts in a very, very precise way, followed by top model question. So in our NEET examination, we can expect the same question also, or else from this model only one question is going to come. Everybody getting an idea? So how the class is going to be, how exactly I'm designed the preparation, right? Done? Okay. So this is how the class is going to be. Today chapter is equilibrium, kinetics, redox as well as electrochemistry. When it comes to this top 100 question, 50 question I will try to complete in the class. The balance 50 question, I will share it in the WhatsApp group. Okay, I will share it in the WhatsApp group. Take it as a homework very seriously. Okay, sir is telling that just take, I will sit and do. No. Please be very serious, my dear students. This last 30 days is going to decide our cutoff. Please be very serious. When it comes to question solving, I want each and every one of you to be very serious, okay? How exactly I'm applying the concept. Majority of the students will be having this problem. Sir, I know the concept, sir. KP, KC, everything I know, sir. But I don't know how to solve the question. Am I right? Every student will be having that problem. So please do listen to the class carefully. How I'm going to apply the concepts in the question. Question solving approach. That is also going to be very important. Okay. So we will start the class without wasting further time. First, let me start with equilibrium. Listen carefully. Whatever I am going to write, please do make a note of each and everything. When it comes to equilibrium, let me reduce the thickness actually. One second. Let me reduce the thickness. Yes. When it comes to equilibrium, we will be having two things. One is chemical, one is ionic, right? Yes. Jay Kader. Yes, exactly. Now, first 30 to 35 minutes, I am going to explain complete theory. Then followed by important model question. That is how the session is going to be. But theory means, okay, sir, chemical kinetics, you will teach 3 hours, 4 hours. I don't want to waste students' time also. In a very precise way, I am going to discuss the concept. Please do make a note. Okay. First, when it comes to equilibrium, let me start with chemical equilibrium. As a student, droppers will be there. Everyone will be there, right? As a student, tell me, what are the questions we can expect from chemical equilibrium? When it comes to this particular chapter, definitely we can expect 1 to 2 question. 1 to 2 question. This particular chapter, chemical equilibrium, carries the weightage of 1 to 2 question. That means 4 to 8 marks. First, what is the concept we need to know means KPKC. Either that one particular question will come from KPKC. When it comes to KPKC, what are the things we need to learn? The main thing, relation we need to learn. What is the KPKC relation? Everyone knows, right? Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta Ng. So we need to know the relation, followed by we also need to know how to solve the numericals. Apart from KPKC, what is the next question we can expect? We can expect the next question from the concept Lee-Chatelier principle. So these two are very, very important. Apart from this, there are some special cases of chemical equilibrium. Some special cases of chemical equilibrium. From this also we can expect question. So basically, when it comes to question paper setter, sir, I don't know even a single word from chemical equilibrium. That is fine, my dear students. Please do remember now onwards, please give high priority to these topics. Definitely we will get one question. KPKC, relation as well as problem. Next one is Lee-Chatelier principle. Next is some special cases of chemical equilibrium. First, I am going to explain one by one. So please do make a note of each and everything. Right? First, before getting into questions, we need to understand what is equilibrium. What is basically equilibrium? What is equilibrium, my dear students? Anybody can tell me? Equilibrium is basically a stable state. Equilibrium is basically a stable state. If I try to do any disturbance to the equilibrium, equilibrium reacts in an opposite way to nullify that effect. That much actually it is stable. So basically understand, equilibrium is the stable state. If the state is very stable, what will happen? What about the all measurable properties? If once the reaction, particular reaction attains equilibrium, all measurable properties will become constant. Measurable properties becomes constant. All measurable properties becomes constant once equilibrium is attained. For example, why exactly I am teaching this? Because a graph is also very important. In assertion type or statement type question, we can expect. From A, I am getting B. So A is basically a reactant, B is it's a product. A is a reactant, B is product. Now, this double-headed arrow represents equilibrium condition. It is a stable state where all measurable properties become constant. Now, understand one thing. Once the equilibrium is attained, try to understand, from A only B is getting formed. Am I right? From A only B is getting formed. For every mole of B getting produced, immediately what will happen to the B? From product we will be getting A. So for every mole of product getting formed, again for every mole of product getting formed, there will be a formation of reactant. This process will be keep on continuing. People will think, imagine we are in the lab. I am giving you one reaction. That particular reaction attains equilibrium. What we will think? We will measure volume. Volume remains same. We will measure pressure. Pressure remains same. Okay, sir, everything is constant. Okay, it is stable. Fine. But static or dynamic equilibrium means, in physics we know what is static, what is dynamic. But no need to get into physics. When it comes to static and dynamic equilibrium, this chemical equilibrium, whatever we are studying, is basically a dynamic equilibrium. Equilibrium is dynamic in nature. Why exactly equilibrium is dynamic in nature? Because it doesn't mean that reaction is stopped. Okay, sir, equilibrium is attained, reaction is stopped. No, it is not like that. For every mole of product getting formed, there will be a formation of reactant. This process will be keep on continuing. That's why reaction will be happening. But why properties are constant? Constant means whenever I am measuring the property, what is happening? For every mole of B getting formed, there is a formation of A. Right? Immediately, this process is cyclic. It will be keep on continuing. So, continuing means in a fraction of second. So, whenever in the lab we are trying to measure the properties, the value remains same. Value becomes constant. Everybody getting an idea? So, equilibrium is dynamic in nature. If anyone asks you what is equilibrium, it is a stable state. Double-headed arrow representation. It is dynamic in nature. Why? For every mole of product getting formed, there will be a formation of reactant too. It's clear? Now, this and all fine, sir. Characteristics of equilibrium, everything is fine. That and all we can do. Now, when it comes to this NEET particular exam, NEET examination, next concept what we need to learn is graph. Tell me, before starting the reaction, what will happen to the concentration of reactant? Before starting of the reaction, we will be having 100% of the reactant. Once reaction starts to proceed, there will be decrease in the concentration of reactant. Automatically, there will be increase in the concentration of product. Am I right? Initially, before starting of the reaction, we will be having 100% reactant. Once reaction starts to proceed, what will happen? There will be decrease in the concentration of reactant. From reactant only product is getting formed. So, there will be increase in the concentration of product. So, in that case, what exactly we can write? If I want to draw the graph. When it comes to reactant, concentration decreases. When it comes to product, concentration increases. If I want to draw the graph, let me draw the graph. So, listen carefully. Graph is also very, very important when it comes to NEET examination. I am taking concentration in the y-axis, time in x-axis. In the same way, concentration in y-axis, time in x-axis. Concentration in y-axis, time in x-axis. If you listen carefully, what will happen to reactant concentration? Before starting of the reaction, reactant concentration will be more. Once the reaction starts to proceed, concentration decreases. So, if I want to draw the nature of the graph, for reactant, this will be the nature of the graph. Am I right? Reactant. For product, what from reactant only product is getting formed. So, concentration will be keep on increasing. So, this will be the concentration of graph for the concentration of product. If you look carefully, once the equilibrium is attained, what I told, equilibrium is a stable state. So, basically, once the equilibrium is attained, what will happen? The concentration of product as well as concentration of reactant remains constant. In the same way, another graph. Let me write, you guys tell me whether the graph is correct or incorrect. In the same way, this is the graph for the reactant. This is the graph for the product. Once the equilibrium is attained, concentration of reactant product becomes constant. In the same way, next graph. When it comes to concentration of reactant, this is the nature of the graph. I am not that much good in drawing the diagram. So, try to understand the concept. When it comes to product, this is the graph for the product. What is happening? Once the equilibrium is attained, the concentration of product and reactant becomes constant. In the same way, instead of concentration, now what I am going to do is, I am going to take the graph between rate and time. What I am going to do, I am going to draw the graph for rate versus time. So, rate, time. Here also I am going to do rate versus time. Rate versus time. If you look carefully, in the same way, I can draw the graph. So this is the graph for reactant. This will be the graph of product, similar to concentration versus time. In the same way here, this will be the curve for product. This will be the curve for reactant, similar to the graph of concentration versus time. In the same way here, this will be the concentration of product. This will be the concentration of reactant. Yes, this is the equilibrium point. Here, this is the equilibrium point. Here, this is the equilibrium point. Tell me, my dear students, one question. Is all these 6 graphs are correct or incorrect? All these 6 graphs are correct or incorrect. Why exactly I am discussing this graph in NEET crash course means, remember one thing, my dear students, whoever the question paper setter, when it comes to chemical equilibrium, they are having only 3 possibilities. Either the question will come from KP-Kc relation or Lee-Chatelier principle. Don't think about the some special cases of chemical equilibrium. Only if the question paper is tough. Only if the question paper is tough, that too particularly chemistry paper is tough, then only question paper setter will touch here. Otherwise, we won't get any question from special cases of chemical equilibrium. But my responsibility, we are preparing for toughest paper. Okay, but there is no chance. Chemistry means it's always easy. Tell me, my dear students, out of the 6 graph, which one is incorrect or all 6 are correct? Tell me. Please do let me know in the comment section. Quick. So that we can able to solve the question. One thing, tell me, if the equilibrium is attained, if the equilibrium is dynamic in nature, what I told, dynamic in nature means what? Dynamic in nature, for every mole of product getting formed, from reactant only product is getting formed. For every mole of product getting formed, immediately this product will give back the reactant immediately. Once from reactant product is getting formed, immediately without any further delay, in a fraction of second, from product once again we will be getting the reactant. So it is dynamic in nature. That means how fast the product is getting formed, that fast reactant we will be getting back. Am I right? How fast the product is getting formed, that fast product will give back the reactant. That means, can I tell one key word, my dear students? When it comes to equilibrium, rate of forward reaction will be equal to rate of backward reaction. Can I write like this? Rate of forward reaction will be equal to rate of backward reaction. Now, rate. What is rate constant from chemical kinetics? We know Kf will be equal to Kb. Otherwise, as of now, I will keep it as rate of forward reaction will be equal to rate of backward reaction. Now, think carefully. In this graph, concentration versus time, what is happening? Concentration of product is greater than concentration of reactant. Here, once the equilibrium is attained, concentration of reactant is greater than concentration of product. When it comes to this graph, at equilibrium, concentration of reactant will be equal to product. When it comes to this graph, here rate versus time. This is rate versus time. So when it comes to rate versus time, rate of product is greater than rate of reactant. Here, in second graph, rate of reactant is greater than rate of product. When it comes to this particular graph, rate of formation of reactant will be equal to rate of formation of product. Now, think and tell me one thing, my dear students, very, very important. Think and tell me, it is dynamic in nature. Equilibrium means the speed at which product is getting formed will be equal to the speed from the product we will be getting the reactants back, right? So, speed of forward reaction will be equal to speed of backward reaction. If rate is same, do you guys tell me these two graphs are not possible? No, not at all. These two graphs are not at all possible. Why? What is the condition? When it comes to chemical equilibrium, rate of forward reaction will be equal to rate of backward reaction. Is it clear? rate of forward reaction will be equal to rate of backward reaction. Is it clear, my dear students? Now the question will come, okay sir, rate of forward reaction will be equal to backward reaction. Then what about concentration? As I told, is there any criteria or is there any condition? Equilibrium means concentration of reactant and product should be same. No, not at all. Even equilibrium can be achieved if product concentration is more than reactant. Or equilibrium can be achieved if reactant concentration is more than product. Or equilibrium can be achieved if reactant and product concentration is same. When it comes to concentration versus time graph, please do remember, my dear students, make a note. When it comes to concentration versus time graph, 3 graphs are possible. But when it comes to rate versus time graph, only one graph is possible. Please do make a note of in your self note. This is very, very important. Done. Anybody is having any doubts? What is equilibrium? What is the condition? Either the equilibrium is static or dynamic. What will be the nature of the graph? Concentration versus time, and then rate versus time. Rate of forward reaction will be equal to rate of backward reaction. It is clear. So the one question what we can expect in NEET 2026 exam means either from the graph or from the definition. It is clear. Then please do make a note so that we can move further. No sir. Okay. No doubts, right? Okay, fine. Clear? Shall we continue now? Okay, listen carefully. Now, next topic. What is important? Kp, Kc. Very simple. What is the, if suppose I am giving you one reaction, 3A plus B gives, let me write here, 3A plus B gives 4C plus D. Let me assume this particular chemical reaction. How it is possible for me to write equilibrium constant expression? Two things are possible. One is Kp we can write, another one is Kc. One is Kp, another one is Kc. How we will write? According to law of mass action, equilibrium constant will be equal to multiplication of concentration of product upon concentration of reactant raised to the power of its stoichiometric coefficient. D stoichiometric coefficient is 1, C stoichiometric coefficient is 4, B stoichiometric coefficient is 1, A stoichiometric coefficient is 3. Now, one confusion will come for the student. In textbook, usually what is the idea? When I can use Kc expression? When I can use Kc expression? If I am dealing with aqueous state. If I am dealing with aqueous state, then I can write Kc expression. If the same thing, if it is present in gaseous state, 3A plus B gives 4C plus D. If it is present in gaseous state, how we will write the expression? Then equilibrium constant is called as Kp. Equilibrium constant at pressure, this is concentration term, Kc. Kp will be equal to gas, so we will deal with pressure. Pressure of C into pressure of D upon pressure exerted by A into pressure exerted by B. Now, one thing, listen my dear students, this is very, very important. When it comes to stoichiometric coefficient, what we will do? It will go to the power 4, 3. What is this P exactly called as? Listen carefully, this is very, very important. We know from Dalton's law of partial pressure, then only you guys can able to solve question. Things won't work out in night, okay? We need to do hard work. Imagine I am giving you this container. This container is filled with some 5 gas molecule. Let me keep this as A, B, C, D, E. Now, what will happen, my dear students? I am just giving you the container. It is filled with 5 gas molecule. This gas molecule A will exert some pressure, Pa. In the same way, this gas molecule B will exert some pressure. So, pressure exerted by gas molecule B. In the same way, C will exert some pressure, pressure exerted by gas molecule C. In the same way, D, pressure exerted by gas molecule D. In the same way, E, pressure exerted by gas molecule E. Now if I ask you guys, what will be the total pressure of this container? Mathematically, what we will tell, sir? What's our total pressure? PT will be equal to PA plus PB plus PC plus PD plus PE. That's all, sir. What is that much problem in this? Try to understand what is exactly happening here. Pressure exerted by A is contributing to the total pressure. Can I say like this? Pressure exerted by gas molecule B is contributing to the total pressure. In the same way, pressure exerted by gas molecule C is contributed to the total pressure. Pressure exerted by gas molecule D is contributed to the total pressure. Pressure exerted by gas molecule E is contributed to the total pressure. So basically, pressure which is contributing to the total pressure, it is called as partial pressure. So what pressure here we are writing? Partial pressure. So from gaseous state chapter, what we know very well? Partial pressure of the gas will be equal to total pressure into mole fraction of the gas. Partial pressure of the gas will be equal to total pressure into mole fraction of the gas. So in that case, what we will be having? In the same expression, can I rewrite like this? Kp will be equal to partial pressure of C. That means total pressure into mole fraction of C raised to the power 4. Partial pressure of D. Total pressure into mole fraction of D divided by Pa. Total pressure into mole fraction of A whole to the power 3. Total pressure into mole fraction of P. Is it clear? What is the difference between Kp and Kc? Now the question will come. Sir, what about solid and liquid state? From foundation level, from 9th and 10th class, we know whenever we are dealing with solid and liquid, when it comes to equilibrium constant expression, we will take it as 1. Solid and liquid will be having active mass. The concentration as 1. In 11th standard, we would have studied this. It is clear? Right, perfect. Now, understand one thing. In some textbook, what will happen is, they will be dealing with gas molecule. Just now I only told. Gas means Kp, aqueous state means Kc, solid liquid means 1. No need to write that concentration term. Sometimes what we will do, for the same expression, I can write Kc also. For the same expression, I can write Kc also. C power 4 into D upon A power 3 upon B. Sir, what, sir? Gas means pressure, Kp only. How you are writing Kc for the same expression? How I am writing Kc for the same expression? What is the possibility here? Understand one thing. From ideal gas equation, what is the concept we know? PV is equal to nRT. So P is equal to N by V RT. Tell me, my dear students, number of moles upon volume is nothing but concentration. So P is equal to CRT. Pressure is directly proportional to concentration. Pressure is directly proportional to concentration. So please do make a note in your self notes. When it comes to pressure is directly proportional to concentration, even though reaction is taking place in gaseous state, it is possible for us to write Kc expression. It is clear? It is not compulsory that, okay, the given reaction is gaseous reaction, I need to write only Kp, sir. No, it is not like that. You guys can represent in terms of Kc also. Okay, sir. Then here concentration, aqueous state they given. So it is possible for me to write in Kp? No, it is not possible. It is not possible. Pressure we can represent in terms of concentration. So pressure we can represent in terms of concentration, but please do remember concentration, it is not possible for us to represent concentration in terms of pressure. It is clear? Done. So good evening, mass is back. No sir, yeah, C into 4 into D upon A star 3 into B. Okay, good evening sir, good evening ma. Fine. Now, what is the relationship between Kp and Kc? Very simple relation. what we can able to tell, Kp and Kc expression. Okay, quickly make a note of this. So when it comes to equilibrium, definition, graph, Kp, Kc expression. When to write Kp, when to write Kc. This is also very, very important. Clear? Yes, it is clear. Please do make a note. Fine, perfect. Now, what is the relation between Kp and Kc? Now, questions I won't solve. In the next 15 to 20 minutes, we will jump into question. I'm not going to solve any question. You guys are going to solve. If you guys couldn't able to solve, don't worry. I'm here, right? Anyhow, I will help you guys. Okay. Now, what is the relationship between Kp and Kc? Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta Ng. Kp will be equal to Kc into RT power delta Ng. What is delta Ng? Delta Ng is nothing but number of moles of gaseous product minus a number of moles of gaseous reactant. Delta Ng is applicable only for gaseous reaction. Please do remember and please do keep this in mind. Delta Ng is applicable only for gaseous reaction. So delta Ng is number of moles of product minus number of moles of gaseous reactant, gaseous product. Please do keep this in mind. Now tell me, if delta Ng value is equal to 0, what will happen to this expression? Anything power 0, 1. So automatically what we will be having? In the same way, delta Ng is negative. In the same way, delta Ng is positive. What exactly we will be having? If delta Ng is 0, this expression Kp will become equal to Kc. If delta Ng is lesser than 0, if this delta Ng is negative, this RT term will come in the denominator. That means Kp into RT is Kc. That means Kp will be lesser than Kc. If delta Ng is positive, if I multiply Kc and RT only, then I will be getting Kp. That means magnitude wise, Kp is greater than Kc. It is clear. Don't confuse Kc and then Qc. I will be teaching what is Qc, how to use it when it comes to electrochemistry chapter. When it comes to electrochemistry chapter, I will do this. It is clear. Fine. So based on this, definitely we will get one numerical or something. Now we will solve question. No, you guys will come to know. Definitely we will get one question based on this. Now the next thing. What? The famous one. Lee-Chatelier principle. The next one is Lee-Chatelier principle. Lee-Chatelier principle. What is Lee-Chatelier principle? Very simple. Equilibrium is stable. If I am trying to create any disturbance in the equilibrium, sir, how you will create disturbance? It is possible for me to increase the concentration of reactant or decrease the concentration of reactant. Why only reactant? Product. I can increase the concentration of product or I can decrease the concentration of product. Okay, other than concentration, I can increase the temperature. I can decrease the temperature. Or I can increase the pressure or I can decrease the pressure. What are the other possibilities? I can add some gases also. So these are all the different ways, because usually human tendency we can easily create disturbance. So in the same way, if a particular reaction is at equilibrium, if we are trying to create any disturbance, what exactly will happen means equilibrium will react in a opposite way. Equilibrium will react in a opposite way. Why? To nullify the disturbance. To nullify the disturbance, it will act in a opposite way. Very simple. Listen carefully. Let me take the reaction. From reactant, I am getting product. If I am going to increase the concentration of reactant, or I can decrease the concentration of reactant, or I can increase the concentration of product, I can decrease the concentration of product. These are all the different possibilities. Now, think and tell me, what we are doing, it is in equilibrium. I will represent that. Reactant and product is in equilibrium. Now listen carefully. If I am increasing the concentration of product, what will happen? I am only increasing. Listen carefully. I am increasing the concentration of product. Now what equilibrium need to do? Equilibrium need to decrease the concentration of product. How equilibrium can decrease the concentration of product? If forward reaction happens, concentration of reactant will decrease. So equilibrium shift towards forward direction. It is clear. It is clear. Once again, I am repeating, if I am increasing the concentration of reactant, equilibrium need to decrease the concentration of reactant. How equilibrium will decrease the concentration of reactant? By initiating forward reaction. In the same way, if I decrease the concentration, equilibrium need to increase. How? If backward reaction happen, concentration of reactant increases. Product. Now, I am going to increase the concentration of product. What equilibrium need to do? Decrease the concentration of product. When that is possible? If reverse reaction happen. If reverse reaction happen. In the same way, if I want to decrease the concentration of product, I am going to decrease the concentration of product. That means equilibrium need to increase the concentration of product. When it is possible? Forward reaction favors. It is clear? Yogesh, Prithviraj Sir in parallel universe. In entire universe, Prithvi Sir only. Whether it is parallel, perpendicular, reciprocal, whatever it is. It is clear? So, quick, in next 10 minutes, we need to start solving question based on equilibrium. In the same way, pressure. Please do remember one thing. If we increase the pressure, remember, there are so many ways to study, but please don't get confused. There is no universal thing, but you guys can follow this. It depends on the chemical reaction. If I increase the pressure, what will happen? PV is equal to nRT. Pressure is directly proportional to number of moles. If I increase the pressure, what will happen? Number of moles increases. If I decrease the pressure, number of moles decreases. Now, if you listen carefully, if I increase the pressure, number of moles is increasing. What equilibrium need to do? Equilibrium need to decrease the number of moles. That means equilibrium shift towards lesser number of mole side. Whether number of mole is less in reactant or product side, whatever it is. In whatever the side, irrespective of whether it is a reactant or product, if in reactant side lesser number of moles is there, equilibrium will shift. In product side lesser number of moles is there, equilibrium will shift. In the same way, I am decreasing the pressure, number of moles decreases. So automatically what equilibrium will do? It will increase the number of moles. So equilibrium shift towards more number of moles side. Equilibrium shift towards more number of mole side. Next, pressure concentration. What is the next famous thing? Temperature. I can increase the temperature. I can decrease the temperature. Temperature means we will be having two reactions. Endothermic as well as exothermic. When it comes to endothermic reaction, if I increase the temperature, what will happen? Forward reaction. So decrease the temperature, backward reaction. For exothermic, if I increase the temperature, backward reaction. If I decrease the temperature, forward reaction. Why, sir? In exothermic, heat will be present in the product side. That's why reaction is like this. In endothermics, heat will be present in the reactant side. That is the reason. As simple as that. It is clear. Now, the last one. After the last one, what I am going to discuss? I am going to tell some special cases of chemical equilibrium also. This is very, very important. Now, next thing, addition of inert gas. Next one is addition of inert gas. Addition of inert gas. Two conditions we will be having. What are the two conditions? Addition of inert gas. When it comes to addition of inert gas, at constant pressure or at constant volume. Remember, addition of inert gas at constant volume has no effect. where it has no effect in Mia. No effect in equilibrium, where it has no effect. But at constant pressure, what will happen means pressure will decrease. So number of moles will decrease. Automatically, what will happen? Equilibrium shift towards the side where more number of mole is present. Equilibrium shift towards more number of moles. It is clear. That's all, my dear students. Only from these concepts we can expect the question. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts in equilibrium? So quickly, let me give the idea so that we can start discussing this special case, then numerical. Okay, numerical, I want you guys to tell answer. I will be doing the poll. I will explain what poll, everything. It is clear. So when it comes to chemical equilibrium, first thing, understand the definition, Kp-Kc relation. Based on that problem, we can expect, or else Lee-Chatelier principle, some special cases of equilibrium. First, what is equilibrium? I told. Then what is the nature of equilibrium? What will be the nature of equilibrium? It is dynamic in nature. And then graph. Remember, again and again I am telling, concentration versus time means 3 graphs are possible. But rate versus time means how many graphs are possible? Only 1 graph is possible. Rate versus time means how many graphs is possible? Only 1 graph is possible. Next, Kp, Kc. I explained, when it comes to partial pressure, from Dalton's law, we can write partial pressure of the gas is nothing but total pressure into mole fraction of the gas. What is Kp-Kc relation? Kp-Kc relation is Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta Ng. If delta Ng is 0, Kp will be equal to Kc. Delta Ng is lesser than 0, Kp will be lesser than Kc. If delta Ng is greater than 0, Kp will be greater than Kc. Next is Lee-Chatelier principle. What will happen if we create the effect by disturbing the concentration, temperature, pressure, and then addition of inert gas. Till now, it is clear, my dear students. Please do let me know so that we can discuss some special cases of equilibrium, then directly numericals. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts? It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts now? Quick. Anybody is having any doubts? 13 students are listening, but no one is responding. Why? Yes. It is clear. Now shall we discuss some special cases of equilibrium? Ready? Yes. Yes. Okay. Now we will... Yes, sir. Clear. Okay, done. Now we will start discussing composition of chemical equilibrium. Composition of chemical equilibrium. Listen carefully. Last year, NEET 2025, what they did? They created hangama in physics. So when it comes to chemistry, possibility is there to ask tough questions. So please do listen carefully. Composition of chemical equilibrium. Very easy. In a very simple way I will teach. So listen carefully. Composition of chemical equilibrium. Very, very important. See, in a very simple way I will tell. Listen carefully. We will get only numericals from this. We will get only numericals from this topic. See, interact students, don't worry. I am not that much a serious type and all. Even I will feel bored if I am teaching continuously. You guys can interact. Any doubts you guys can ask me, okay? Please be very chill. Composition of chemical equilibrium. First case. What is the first case? Means question solving approach. If initial concentration is given in the question. Initial concentration is given in the question. In the same way, Kc is also given. Initial concentration is given in the question as well as Kc also given. For example, let me take the reaction. 2A gives 3B plus C. As I told, initial concentration is given. So initial concentration is given means at time t is equal to 0. What we will be having here? C. B and C will not be there because before starting of the reaction, we will be having only the concentration of A. Now, at equilibrium, what will happen? From this only X will be produced. From this C only X will be produced. After writing S, look at the stoichiometric coefficient. What is the stoichiometric coefficient of C1? So 1X. No need to mention 1. Here what is the stoichiometric coefficient? 3. So I can write it as 3X. Now in the same way X is getting formed from C only. C minus X. But what is the stoichiometric coefficient? 2. So 2X. It is very simple. In the same way you guys need to write. Now Kc is given. So how we can able to find out the problem? So Kc will be equal to X into, what is the concentration of B here? 3X. So 3X power cube upon A is C minus 2X square. C minus 2X square. It is clear. This is first case. When it comes to question solving approach, they will give initial concentration. At the same time, they will give Kc also. Now, the next case. Case 2. What is the other possibility for question paper setter? What is the other possibility? They may ask the question. Pressure they will give, Kp also they will give. What they will give? Concentration is given, no? Now, if initial pressure is given as well as Kp also given. How we can able to do this question? Take the same reaction. 2A gives 3B plus C. First, at time t is equal to 0. What is the initial pressure? P naught. Before starting of the reaction, 0, 0. At equilibrium, what I will be having? X, stoichiometric coefficient is 1, 1x. Here X, what is the stoichiometric coefficient? 3, 3x. Here what is the stoichiometric coefficient? P naught minus 2x. It is clear. P naught minus 2x. Now, how to write Kp? They will ask us to find out Kp. I will write straight. 3x, x. Now, they will ask us to write Kp expression. How we can write Kp? Kp is nothing but pressure exerted by B cube, pressure exerted by C, pressure exerted by A square. Kp is given. So, in the place of pressure, we can able to substitute this. So, Kp will be equal to 3x cube into x upon Pa square. P naught minus 2x square. It is clear. In this way, we can able to write if initial pressure is given, Kp also given. Now, case 3, what they will do? Initial mole is given. Case 3, if initial mole is given and then Kc is given. How we can able to write the expression? What is the difference between first case and then this particular case, my dear students? Tell me how we can able to write. Very simple. If initial mole, I am taking it as the same expression I will write. 2A gives 3B plus C. What they given at time t is equal to 0, mole is given, n, 0, 0. At equilibrium, here concentration is given. Understand, this is very, very important. Here what is given? Concentration is given, but here only mole is given. So automatically mole is given means how we will write at equilibrium? Equilibrium, x will be getting formed 3x n minus 2x. Now listen carefully how to write Kc. Kc is nothing but concentration of B to the power 3, concentration of C upon concentration of A to the power 2. Now concentration is what, my dear students? X. This is concentration. Now what is this? This is moles. So we need to write in terms of concentration. Yes, exactly, Priya. So in that case, how we will write? In that case, how we will write? Concentration is nothing but number of moles upon volume. So what we need to do? Whatever the data given here is mole. So we need to write in terms of whatever they given here is mole. This is mole. So we need to write concentration means divided by volume. So Kc is equal to what we will be having? 3x upon v cube x by v divided by a, that is n minus a square. 2 is there, no? N minus 2x by v square. So we need to divide it by volume. Please do remember this. These things are very, very important. It is clear? Anybody is having any doubts here? No doubts. So these are all the different cases I want you guys to remember. See the question properly and decide. Kc means in terms of concentration. But if mole is given, then we need to divide by volume. Pressure is given, that is partial pressure. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts now? Anybody is having any doubts? Done. If suppose in a question paper, when I will use this formula, when I can use this, pressure also is there, mole fraction. What is the formula for mole fraction, my dear students? We know very well. Mole fraction of particular component is nothing but number of moles of particular component upon total number of mole present in the container. So when I can use this expression, if Kp is given in the question and then number of moles is given, then I can use this formula. It is clear. So please do remember. Directly, I am going to tell all the cases. Concentration is given, Kc is given means we can use like this. If mole is given, Kc means then we need to divide by volume. When it comes to pressure, if pressure is given, Kp they are asking, then it is normal. If mole is given, then they are asking us to find out Kp means which expression we need to find out. We need to use this particular expression. We need to find out Kp by using this expression. No doubt, sir. Clear, sir. Okay, perfect. Now all these 4 cases are clear. Now it is time to solve question. Shall we start solving the question? When mole is given, then we divide that mole with volume. That means we are taking molarity now. Exactly. Molarity means what? Concentration term. Molarity, normality, molality, everything is nothing but concentration term only. Clear? Now shall we start doing the question? Clear? Okay. So when it comes to chemical equilibrium, only these topics are very, very important. Chemical equilibrium, Kp, Kc, Lee-Chatelier principle and some special cases. Please do look into the graph, Kp, Kc relation, and then what will happen if delta Ng is 0, negative, positive, followed by that Lee-Chatelier principle. Remember this, addition of inert gases very, very important in exam point of view. Then composition of a different equilibrium. Now, shall we start with the question? Yes. Shall we start? Okay, first question for the day. Let me give the time also. So please do listen carefully. I will start the poll. Sir, how to answer in the poll? No need to worry. You guys can tell the answer. Once the poll started, you guys can tell the answer in the comment section. Automatically, answer will be captured here. Okay. So first question for the day. Single choice question. So let me give 60 seconds time. First question. No, that's why. What will be the answer? Quick. What will be the answer for the first question? Yes. They given one system. PCl5 is decomposed to give PCl3 plus Cl2 at equilibrium. Upon addition of xenon at constant temperature and pressure, the concentration of what will happen? So the question is indirectly based on what? The question is based on Lee-Chatelier principle. The question is based on Lee-Chatelier principle. C. Okay, one person is answering it as C. Others? So what will be the answer? Sure, C. What is the concept? A to the world. Inert gas, no effect. Where exactly we studied inert gas has no effect? Inert gas has no effect in constant volume or constant pressure, my dear students. Where exactly inert gas has no effect? Quick. Where exactly? Poll stopped. That is what? In the time, actually, you guys need to answer. Correct answer is option D is the correct answer. See, everyone told C. Remember, that is what very, very important. What exactly we are studying? Remember, addition of inert gas at constant Pressure they given. Remember, constant volume means no effect. But constant pressure, what will happen? At constant pressure, we are adding. So automatically what will happen? Here we discussed, oh my God, addition of inert gas at constant volume, no effect. At constant pressure, what will happen? Total pressure will decrease, number of moles will decrease, equilibrium shifted towards more number of moles. Now A to the world is smiling. So automatically think carefully, where number of moles is more? Here 1 mole of reactant, here totally 2 moles of reactant. So equilibrium will shift towards forward direction. So automatically concentration of PCl5 will increase or no? It will decrease. Cl2 will decrease or no? Remains constant, no? So the correct answer is option D is the correct answer. It is clear how to answer. Now you guys are getting an idea. See, one person is wantedly telling the wrong answer, means please don't follow that, my dear students. Sir, why sir you are scolding A to the world? Don't think like that. See, she is also my student, but still. Okay, so try to answer properly. Fine. Now shall we move into the next question? Next question. Very good question. Yes, try to solve. Poll started. Solve and let me know the answer. At particular temperature T, compound AB2 dissociate as AB2 to AB plus half B2, having degree of dissociation X. They given the clue also, X is very small compared to unity. The correct expression for X in terms of Kp and P. Hi sir. Hi Balaji. Try to solve this question and let me know the answer quick. Yes. Tarun Tiwari, D. Oh, last question answer, I think. Yes, tell me, my dear students. Let me know the answer quick. Equilibrium is one of the very easiest chapter. D, C, D. Think carefully. What actually they given? AB2 is dissociating as AB plus half B2. Yes. So shall we check the answer? Let me stop the poll. Is everyone is ready? Let me stop the poll. We will solve the question. Think. See, these type of questions are very, very important in exam point of view. They told AB2 is getting dissociated as AB plus half B2. Am I right? AB2 is dissociated as AB plus half B2. Now, what will be the value we will be having? Yes. If suppose I am taking this as initial mole, anything they mentioned in the question, nothing is mentioned. So at time t is equal to 0, I will take this as 1. This will be 0, 0 before starting of the chemical reaction. Once the reaction starts to proceed, what will happen? Here I will be getting X, stoichiometric coefficient is 1 by 2. So X by 2, here X, stoichiometric coefficient is 1. Here what we will be having? 1 minus X, stoichiometric coefficient is 1. So 1 minus 1X. Up to here it is clear. This is exactly at equilibrium. Now they want us to find out X value in terms of Kp and P. First we need to find out Kp value. Am I right? First we need to find out Kp value. How we can write the Kp expression for this? We know very well, whenever we are dealing with gas, how we will write? Kp is nothing but partial pressure of B2 raised to the power 1 by 2 into partial pressure of AB divided by partial pressure of AB2. What is partial pressure? It is nothing but Kp will be equal to partial pressure of B2. Just now I told total pressure into mole fraction of B2 whole to the power 1 by 2 total pressure into mole fraction of AB divided by total pressure into mole fraction of AB2. It is clear. Now, to find out Kp, total pressure what they given? P they given, right? So, total pressure is P only. So, instead of writing PT, I am writing it as P. Instead of writing PT, I am writing it as P. Now, listen carefully. We need to find out mole fraction. What is mole fraction? Here, whatever we are taking here is moles only. So, automatically, mole fraction means number of moles of particular component divided by total number of moles. So, what will be the total number of moles or mole fraction? Directly we can write. First, let me find out total number of moles. What will be the total number of moles? 1 minus x plus x by 2. So, automatically what I am having? 1 plus x by 2. That is total number of moles. This is actually total number of moles. So, now it is possible for me to substitute in the expression. So, Kp is equal to P into mole fraction of B2. What is B2? X by 2 upon 1 plus x by 2 whole power 1 by 2 into P into what is mole fraction of AB? X upon number of moles of B, that is x upon what we are having? 1 plus x by 2. No power is there. Then automatically divided by, in the denominator, what exactly we are having in the denominator? Once again, my dear students. Once again. So, in the denominator, what we are having? There is no space. In the denominator, what we are having? P into mole fraction of AB2. 1 minus x upon 1 plus x by 2. So, automatically, now after this, it is only of mathematics. Up to here only chemistry. After this, it is mathematics. Now, it is possible for us to solve this question. Here, 1 plus x by 2 in the denominator, 1 by x plus 2 in the denominator will get cancelled. P will get cancelled. So, what exactly we will be having? P into x by 2 upon 1 plus x by 2 whole root we will be having, then is equal to Kp. Now, approximately also we can solve. This is in the denominator. So, automatically 1 plus x by 2. This p will get cancelled. 1 plus x by 2 will get cancelled. So, automatically now it is possible for us to solve. Very simple. So, this 2 we will be having in the denominator. So, this will come here 2 Kp. So, automatically what we will be having, my dear students? There once again we are having x we are having. So, x into x plus 1 by 2. So, what we will be having? X to the power 3 by 2. So, option will be B will be the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts? Option B is the correct answer. Like this, we need to solve question. One of the very important question in exam point of view. Next question. For the reaction, H2 plus I2 gas gives 2HI. Attainment of equilibrium is predicted correctly by. Let me know. Okay, I will start the poll. Once again. Where poll went? Yes, let me start the poll. Quickly, let me know the answer. What will be the correct answer? What will be the correct answer? Good question. So, try to solve these type of question. Then only we can able to score definitely 100%. Whatever the question comes in NEET examination from chemical equilibrium, it will be difficult for others. But for us, it will be very easy. Yes. For the reaction, what will be the graph? Quick. Very simple. How we can able to calculate? Look, this is reactant. This is product. What we know? Concentration versus time. Concentration versus time. So concentration versus time means concentration of the reactant decreases, product concentration will increase. So if you look carefully, what will be the correct answer? Option B will be the correct answer. Someone confused with option D. Why? Look carefully, option B only. Why? Concentration of H2 decreases, concentration of I2 decreases, but concentration of product HI increases. But look in this, concentration of reactant is increasing. It is possible? No. That is why it is incorrect. So what is the correct answer? Correct answer is option D is the correct answer. Option D is the correct answer. Next question, shall we move? Option D is the correct answer. Next question. Graph based questions are very important in chemistry. Yes. Next question. A vessel at 1000 Kelvin contains CO2 with a pressure of 0.5 atm. Sum of S is converted into CO on addition of graphite. If total pressure at equilibrium is 0.8 atm, then Kp is. One of the very easiest question. I omit physics, it's too hard. Hey, but without physics, no problem, leave. If you are preparing for NEET, try to focus on biology, 360 out of 360, chemistry 140 plus, physics if you score around 120 also it is fine. I think to score 150 only 30 questions. Yes. Funny lab. Yeah, but sometime I will be thinking, everyone YT name, no? See here, funny lab, A to the world. So, Leondo Chuang Tu. Hey, what is that? What is that name, da? So, yeah, please tell me your name, my dear students, so that I will keep in my mind, right? Next class onwards, it will be really helpful for us. Yes, please do tell me. Quick. Very important question. Yes, yes, yes. Please do tell me the answer. F. F. So, how to solve this particular question? If you look carefully, CO2 is getting converted into CO. What is the pressure we are taking? What is the pressure we are taking? Pressure is CO2. Initial pressure is 0.5. Initially it will be 0. At equilibrium, what will happen? Here x, stoichiometric coefficient is 1. Here 0.5 minus x. Is the equation is balanced? No. What exactly I am introducing? I am introducing graphite. So I am introducing graphite also. Graphite is nothing allotropic form of carbon. So here what we will be having? 2CO. So what is the stoichiometric coefficient now? It is 2x. So here x only, because stoichiometric coefficient is 1, so 1x. Now what they are asking? Total pressure at equilibrium. Kp they want us to find out. So what will be the total pressure? 0.5 minus x plus 2x. So if I solve, total pressure will be 0.5 plus x. What is the total pressure they given in the question? 0.8 atm. So total pressure is 0.8 is equal to 0.5 plus x. So x value comes out to be 0.3. X value comes out to be 0.3. If x value is 0.3, now tell me, my dear students, if x value is 0.3, what will be this value? 2 into 0.3. This value comes out to be 0.6. What about this value? 0.5 minus 0.3. This final concentration, pressure value comes out to be 0.2. Now, how to write Kp? So, Kp will be equal to pressure of CO square upon pressure of CO2. What is pressure of CO? 0.6. So, 0.6 square upon pressure of CO2 is 0.2. So, automatically, what will be the answer we will be getting? Answer will be 1.8 atm. This will be the final answer. It is clear, my dear students. Anybody is having any doubts? Anybody is having any doubts? So one of the very important question. So correct answer is option A. Only 50% student got confused with D question. Why with the D option you guys got question means the only problem here is calculation part, decimal point 1.8, 0.18. Please do be very careful with decimal points. Okay. Next question for the day. Yes. Integer type question. This is integer type question. So let me go with integer type. Yes. Why is there integer type question and all you are bringing? Because when it comes to NEET examination, we need to practice all type of questions. Then only if question paper comes tough also, it will be very easy for us to score marks. Very easiest question. Question only will look very big. But this is basically one of the very easiest question. Yes. What will be the answer? Now let me solve this question. Listen carefully. CO plus 2H2 gives CH3OH, they told. CO plus 2H2 gas gives CH3OH. Now what they told? Initial condition 0.1 mole of CO they are taking. What is the initial concentration? At time t is equal to 0, 0.1 mole of CO they are taking. In presence of 2 decimeter cube flask maintained at 500 Kelvin. Hydrogen is introduced into the flask. They didn't give the concentration of hydrogen. So let me keep it as A mole. Product will be there? No, product will not be there. Now automatically at equilibrium, what will happen? From this X will be produced. Here we will be having A minus 2X. Here we will be having 0.1 minus X at exactly equilibrium condition. Now if you look carefully, at 500 Kelvin, hydrogen is introduced into the flask until the pressure is 5 bar and 0.04 mole of CH3OH is formed. So indirectly what they given? X value is given. What is the X value? 0.04 mole. If X value is 0.04 mole, so here what we will be having? A minus 2 into 0.04, 0.08 mole. So here 0.1 minus 0.04, it is nothing but 0.06 mole. Now the question is, to solve Kp, we need to find out the A value, right? How it is possible for us to? Yes, exactly. Here mole and volume given, so we use that concentration wala formula. Yes, exactly. So to solve this question further, we need to find out the value of A. How we can able to find out? Yes, listen carefully. After hydrogen is introduced into the flask, what is the pressure is attained? 5 bar. So what is the formula we can use? I can use the formula PV is equal to nRT. So pressure is equal to nRT by V after introducing hydrogen gas. So what is the total pressure we are having? 5. Am I right? So total pressure is 5 is equal to number of moles. R value is given 0.08 into temperature. What temperature they are maintaining? 500 Kelvin. That is also given. 500 divided by volume. What is the volume? 2 decimeter cube. 1 decimeter cube is nothing but 1 liter. So divided by 2 into number of moles. Here what pressure we are taking? Total pressure. So number of moles also we need to take total number of moles. So if I take total number of moles, what we will be having? I need to add all these things. 0.06 plus A minus 0.08, then plus 0.04. If I solve this, I am having only one unknown variable A. So if I solve this question, then it is easy for me to find out the A value. Up to here only chemistry, it is all of mathematics. Yeah. So A value is what we are getting? 0. What is the A value we are getting, my dear students? 0.02 we will be getting. Try to solve this. What is the value we will be getting? Quick. 0.02 we are getting. No, if we solve this, A value comes out to be 0.23. Mathematics. Mathematics is really tough compared to chemistry. See here. So A value is 0.23. If A value is 0.23, what I can do? I can substitute this A value in this expression. I can substitute. Now what will happen to the concentration of 2H2? A is 0.23. So 0.23 minus 0.08. So this A value concentration comes out to be 0.15. Am I right? A value comes out to be 0.15. Now every data we are having. Now what is the next step we will do? Our famous formula. What is our famous formula we use? Kp is equal to, what are the things we are having? Everything is in gaseous state. So pressure of CH3OH divided by partial pressure of hydrogen square into partial pressure of CO. Now partial pressure means how we will write? Total pressure of CH3OH into mole fraction of CH3OH divided by total pressure into mole fraction of H2 square into total pressure into mole fraction of CO. Sir, total pressure, where total pressure value is given, we know 5. 5 is the total pressure, we can substitute. How to find out mole fraction? We are having all the values 0.15, 0.04, 0.06. So number of moles divided by total number of moles. So if we solve this, automatically we will get the value or not, my dear students? Tell me. Finally, we will get the values or not? Yes, definitely we will get the answer. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts? Right? Now you people want me to find out, shall I substitute and leave? Or else you guys can able to substitute. I will substitute and leave. So listen carefully. Kp we need to find out. So what is the total pressure? 5. Mole fraction of CH3OH. What is the total number of mole? 0.15 plus 0.04. So what we will be getting? 0.19. 0.19 plus 0.06 is 0.25. So divided by 0.25. Mole fraction of CH3OH is 0.06. So 0.06 divided by total pressure 5 into mole fraction of hydrogen. What is hydrogen? 0.15. So 0.15 divided by 0.25. What we will be having here? Square divided by 5 into, what is the mole fraction of CO? Mole fraction of CO is 0.06. Once again. In the numerator, we are having CH3OH 0.04. CH3OH is there, no? 0.04. So here we will be having 0.06 upon 0.25. Now if we solve this, automatically we will get the Kp value. It is clear, my dear students. I want you guys to solve and let me know the answer. So these type of questions also very, very important when it comes to exam point of view. It is clear. These type of questions also very, very important in exam point of view. Done. Fine. So solve and let me know the answer in the comment section. Not possible now means it's fine. At least after the class, try to solve and let me know the answer in the comment section. I will check and then I will respond. Fine. Okay. Next question. Next question you guys can do easily. A gas, B gas plus C by 2 gas. See, this should be like this, my dear students. C by 2 gas. The correct relationship between Kp, A and equilibrium pressure is. Correct relationship between Kp, A and equilibrium pressure they are asking. What is the correct relation? Yes, quick. What will be the correct relation? Quick, let me know the answer. Yes. Yes. Quick. What is the way how we can able to solve this question? How we can able to solve once again? In the same expression only, what exactly we are having? Correct relationship between Kpa equilibrium pressure. What is the reaction they given? A gives P plus C by 2. Everything is in gaseous state. At time t is equal to 0. What exactly we will be having at time t is equal to 0? Time t is equal to 0. Anything they mention? Equilibrium pressure is equilibrium pressure P they mention. That means total pressure they are giving. Let me assume. Initially I will be having 1. This will be 0, 0. At equilibrium, what exactly will happen? From this, x stoichiometric coefficient is 1 by 2, so x by 2. Here x stoichiometric coefficient is 1, 1x. Here stoichiometric coefficient is 1, so 1 minus x. So now total pressure, total number of moles will be 1 plus x by 2, right? So total moles minus x plus x will get cancelled. So what we will be having? 1 plus x by 2. This will be the total moles. This will be the total moles. Now automatically what is the expression we will use? What is the expression we will use? Kp they are asking. So Kp is equal to pressure. They are dealing with gas. So pressure exerted by C whole to the power 1 by 2 divided by pressure into pressure exerted by B divided by pressure exerted by A. What is this pressure A? Let me write pressure A is total pressure. Total pressure is P only. Total pressure into mole fraction of A. What will be the mole fraction of A? 1 minus x divided by 1 minus x divided by total moles. That is 1 plus x by 2. What will be Pb? Pb will be equal to total pressure into mole fraction of B. What will be the mole fraction of B? X divided by 1 plus x by 2. X divided by 1 plus x by 2. Then what will be Pc value? Pc is nothing but total pressure. You guys can ask me, sir, why you are taking total pressure as Pp? Because it is given in the question. Total pressure, equilibrium pressure is P. So total pressure into mole fraction of C. What is mole fraction of C? X by 2. That is x by 2 divided by total number of moles 1 plus x by 2. Now if I solve all these Pa value, Pb value as well as Pc value, it is possible for me to find out the Kp expression. If I substitute all this in this formula, then automatically I will get the answer. So if you solve all these things, then answer will be option B is the correct answer. Option B will be the correct answer. You guys can ask me, sir, what sir? You are deriving with x, but in the option x term is not there. Only A is there. Very simple. I assumed degree of dissociation as x, but in question they defined it as A. So instead of x, we can put A and then we can solve question. It is clear, my dear students. Like this, we need to solve equilibrium, chemical equilibrium. When it comes to chemical equilibrium, these topics are very, very important. Done. So like this, try to solve more and more question. Now, next question. Last question for the day. In chemical equilibrium, yes, try to tell me the answer. Let me check how many of you can. Option B is the right answer. Yes. Now, try to tell the answer. Yes. For the reaction, N2O4 gives 2NO2 gas. Kp value is given. Kc they are asking. How we can able to find out? Very simple. Very easy question. Finally got the answer, sir. Okay, that's fine. Yes. Quick. Once chemical equilibrium is done, next actually we are moving into ionic equilibrium. Very simple, ionic equilibrium. Directly I will give the application part of ionic equilibrium, then you guys can able to rock the questions. Don't worry. Yes. How to solve? See, reaction they given. What is the reaction? N2O4 gas. From N2O4 gas, 2NO2 gas is getting formed. If you listen carefully here, Kp value is given, they are asking Kc. What is the relation we know? Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta Ng. Sir, is these questions same as the question you planned for tomorrow session, those 500 plus question? No, never. See, when it comes to chemistry class, I will never repeat the things. If you check with my other session, there actually I didn't discuss composition of equilibrium, but in this class I discussed the composition of chemical equilibrium. So that topic, composition of chemical equilibrium, you will never get in any of my other session. So please make use of the things, my dear students. Please do make use of it. Fine. Now, Kp is equal to Kc into RT power delta Ng. What will be the delta Ng value? Delta Ng. What will be delta Ng? Number of moles of product, gaseous reaction. 2 minus number of moles of gaseous reactant 1. So delta Ng value is 1 only. So we need to find out Kc. How I can rewrite the expression? Kp is equal to Kc into RT. So I need to find out Kc. So Kc is equal to Kp by RT. Automatically now we can able to solve this question. Now we can able to solve this question. So automatically Kc is equal to Kp by RT. Kc is equal to, what is the Kp value they given? 0.492 divided by RT value. What is the R value? 0.082 into, what is the temperature? Temperature is 300. If I solve this, automatically we will get the Kc value. Am I right? Yes. If we solve this, automatically we will get the answer. But answer in terms of what they are asking, into 10 to the power minus 2. Quick, after this it is only mathematics, my dear students. That's all about chemistry. Please solve and let me know the answer. Quick. 0.492 divided by 0.082 into 300. Quick. What we will be getting? How long will the stream last? Maximum 3 to 4 hours. I won't waste your time. Quickly, now chemical equilibrium is done and dusted. Question concept we completed. Next, ionic equilibrium, electrochemistry, all are small chapters. In a very precise way, I will explain the concept so that you guys can able to solve the question very easily. If I solve this, automatically what will be, I will be getting? You can see here, my dear students, 0.08 to 0.4. So approximately how many times we will be getting? 3 times if we put no. So we will be getting 0.34. So 5 times. So this is approximately 5 times, right? 0.08 into 5. 0.4 we will be getting. So 5 point something. 6 times also we can keep, right? Yes, 5 times means only 40. But here 9 is there. So approximately 6 times. 6 by 300. It is nothing but 2 by 100. That is 0.02. So 0.02, 10 to the power minus 2 they are asking. Kc is equal to 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. So what is the answer for us? Answer is actually 2 is the answer. What is the correct answer? Correct answer is 2. Now you people are getting the idea how to solve these type of questions. No one answered. 0.082 is equal to 1 by 12. We can keep, no problem. 1 by 12 also you guys can keep and solve. Answer will be 2 into 10 to the power minus 2. It is clear. Think 0.49. What I can write? Like this only I will do, my dear students. 0.5 divided by 0.08 into 300. How many times will come approximately? 5 times means 0.4. Right? So 6 times what I will be getting? 0.08 into 6. 0.48 I will be getting. So approximately 6 times 6 by 300. What we will be getting? 6 by 300 is nothing but 2 by 100. So 0.2. Do approximation. We are in NEET exam only, not in JE. Even decimal point is very important. Just do the question. We are in only NEET examination. It is clear. So with this, chemical equilibrium is done and dusted, my dear students. Please do remember, when it comes to chemical equilibrium, what are the things I want you guys to focus is? Remember, when it comes to chemical equilibrium, we can expect questions only from these topics. Kp-Kc relation problems, Lee-Chatelier principle, and then some special cases of chemical equilibrium. Some special cases of chemical equilibrium. So remember the concepts. Either we can get questions from the definition like assertion, reason, statement, or graph based question followed by Kp Kc derivation, and then what is the relation between Kp and Kc, delta Ng. Delta Ng is equal to 0, lesser than 0, greater than 0. This is also very important. Next, when it comes to Lee-Chatelier principle, what will happen if I increase the concentration, if I decrease the concentration, if I increase the pressure, decrease the pressure, all these things. Next, actually, addition of inert gas, then composition of chemical equilibrium, all those 4 cases. Now, followed by this, these are all some of the very important model question. You guys can see how I took the question. One question from Lee-Chatelier principle. Next question is based on Kp value, that is composition of chemical equilibrium, case number 4. Next question, graph based question. Next question, basic Kp Kc relation, basic Kp question, basic model Kp question. Next question, with the help of ideal gas, if the question paper is tough, you guys can expect these type of question. Apart from this, the very next question is general expression. This is also another type of question we can expect. What is the another type of question? Kpx and then equilibrium pressure. This is also another model question. So in the same way, basic Kp Kc relation question. So if you listen carefully, my dear students, when it comes to chemical equilibrium, if we complete all these topics, mainly please give importance to special cases of chemical equilibrium. Please don't neglect this. So if we do all these topics, no, then it will be easy for us. That's all, my dear students. I will tell with 200% confidence. Apart from this, any other model question will come, sir. It is doubt only. Okay. Yes, other students came, not the legendary. With eyes, he is blinking, and then Hafsana. Hi. Right, now shall we move into ionic equilibrium? Is everyone is ready? One of the very easiest topic is ionic equilibrium. Shall we start? Okay. Now I am moving into ionic equilibrium chapter. So before getting into ionic equilibrium, one of the very important topic where students will get confused because of the pH calculation. First, I am going to give all the list of formulas. Followed by that, we are going to solve question. Quickly, shall we do? In next 5 to 10 minutes? Done. So we will start solving the question. Yes. Now we are going to start with ionic equilibrium. Ionic equilibrium. Now, first, what are all the topics we can expect question, my dear students? What are all the topics we can expect question when it comes to ionic equilibrium? At least read these topics and then go to exam hall. That's it. I will give all the model question also. Don't worry. In the same way, once class get over, I will share another set of 50 question in the WhatsApp group. I hope everyone is there in the WhatsApp group. Am I right? If you are not there also, immediately join in our WhatsApp group. So in WhatsApp, I will be sharing another set of 50 question. Take it as a homework and then try to solve. More than this, nothing required, my dear students. Chemistry is very easy. Ionic equilibrium. First, question paper setter can focus on pH calculation. If the question is not from pH calculation, sir, your prediction in JEE appeared a lot. Ionization order, Arrhenius equation. That's what I'm telling now. Not only in JEE, the same thing is going to come in NEET examination also. Okay? Yes. Fine. So pH calculation question, definitely question paper setter can ask. If not from pH calculation, next what they will do? Question will come from salt hydrolysis or else Oswald dilution law. This is also very important. If not from Oswald dilution also, definitely we can expect question from Henderson equation. So these are all the 4 topics, must read topics. Definitely you guys need to study these 4 topics. So remember, when it comes to question paper setter, how exactly we discussed in chemical equilibrium. In the same way, when it comes to ionic equilibrium, only these are all the topics you guys need to give high priority. Only from these topics we can expect question. Only from these topics. Done? Okay. Now, in the same way, how actually what we did in chemical equilibrium? We discussed the concept in a very precise way and then we started solving question, right? Now we understood what is equilibrium, what is chemical equilibrium, everything. So when it comes to ionic equilibrium, directly I'm going to give the list of formulas followed by question. All the questions will be very important model question. Please do listen carefully the concept so that you guys can able to solve question. Now, when it comes to salt hydrolysis and all, it will be very simple. Don't make it complicated, my dear students. One simple tabular column I am going to give now for salt hydrolysis. Stick to that tabular column. That is more than sufficient. Okay, fine. Without wasting further time, we will start pH calculation. Now, quickly tell me, my dear students, we know the very basics actually we know. What is pH? Yes, tell me the answer. That is like when you people are taking answer 30 seconds, that is a break for me. What is the pH formula? Quick. Don't tell me, please, I don't know, sir. Then chemistry is very tough. What is pH? The basic formula. I am going to start from the very basic formula. What is exactly pH, my dear students? pH is nothing but minus log of concentration of H plus. Automatically, then POH is nothing but minus log of concentration of OH minus ion. Then pH plus POH, what will be the value? pH plus POH is 14. At what temperature? At 25 degrees C. pH plus POH is equal to 14. So then concentration of H plus will be equal to concentration of OH minus. Value comes out to be 10 to the power minus 14. In the same way, listen carefully. I will write as 10 to the power minus 7. I am not adding, right? Individual concentration is 10 to the power minus 7. Sir, can you share important topic for at least 100 plus mark in the WhatsApp group? Definitely. Yeah, I will give it. Okay, tonight I will give to the backend team so that tomorrow morning you will get all those topics. Okay, don't worry. H plus concentration, OH minus concentration is 10 to the power minus 7. Now, in the same way, listen carefully. Here, what is the temperature I mentioned? At 25 degrees C. Now, if I increase the temperature, what will happen? At 90 degrees C. If I increase the temperature, what will happen to pH and POH value? pH plus POH is equal to 12. I am sticking to only your lectures and questions given by you, sir. More than sufficient. This is more than sufficient. More than this is not at all required in NEET examination. But in between, what is your name actually? That's what. Now see, last 3 comments. Puchi R4F, Liando Chuang Du. Hey, what is this stuff? Keep your real name, my dear students, so that when it comes to next time, or anyone ask me, hey, how much mark actually your students got, means I can't able to tell. No, Puchi's code is 630. Liando Chuang Tu. Hey, please keep the proper name, my dear students. Okay, so that even it will be very easy for me to interact. I will remember the names. Okay, fine. Change the names. pH plus POH is equal to 12. When remember one thing, if I increase the temperature, what is exactly happening? Kw value, ionic product of water, decreases. If I increase the temperature, what will happen to ionic product of water? Ionic product of water decreases. So please do remember this. So automatically at 90 degrees C, concentration of H plus will be equal to concentration of OH minus. But what will be the value? 10 to the power minus 6. If temperature increases, what will happen? Ionic product of water, Kw, decreases. This is all about pH. Now, sir, what's only these things? Some mixtures we will be having. No. Yes, exactly. Next, I am going to give the list of mixtures formula. These are all the important topics we need to study. Now, pH calculation. What question paper setter usually do means, when it comes to pH calculation, they will give the mixing question. What they will do? They will give the mixing question. If I give one strong acid, what will be the pH value? If I give one strong base, what will be the pH value, like that? So listen carefully. I am going to give all the values. Strong acid plus strong base. If I am mixing strong acid and then strong base, first thing what we need to do is, we need to check the concentration of H plus. We need to check the concentration of H plus as well as the concentration of OH minus ion. Remember, if the concentration is greater than or equal to 10 to the power minus 6 molar, no problem. We can normally do, using this basic formula, we can normally do the question. But if the given question contains concentration of H plus value is lesser than 10 to the power minus 6 molar, then what we need to do? We need to consider concentration of H plus ion from water also. Please do make a note, my dear students. This is very, very important. So first question solving approach, whenever we should not directly do in a blind way. pH of some concentration, some acid they given also. What we need to check? If the concentration given is less than 10 to the power minus 6 molar, then we need to add the value of water H plus concentration also. In water, what will be the concentration of H plus? 10 to the power minus 7. Right, everybody getting an idea? If the given value is greater than or equal to 10 to the power minus 6 molar, then no need to consider the concentration of H plus from water. Otherwise, we need to add. This is the formula for strong acid with strong base. Now, if suppose 2 strong acid, 2 strong base, or strong acid, strong base, I am mixing. That is mixture of strong acid plus strong acid, strong base plus strong base, or else one strong acid, strong base. Then what is the formula I can use? Yes, any idea? Then in this case, mixture of strong acid, strong base, and then strong acid, strong base. What we will be doing? Very simple, my dear students. When it comes to 2 strong acid or 2 strong base, we will be taking concentration of H plus or concentration of OH minus is equal to molarity of one acid, volume of one acid into n factor of one acid plus molarity of another acid, volume of another acid divided by n factor of plus n factor of another acid divided by total volume. This is for what? If I mix strong acid plus strong acid or strong base plus strong base. Now the question will come. Sir, if I mix one strong acid and then one strong base, what will be the formula? What exactly we will do? If I mix one strong acid and then strong base, we need to first check which value is more. Normality of A, volume of acid is greater than normality of base and volume of base, then I will write concentration of H plus. If normality of base and volume of base value comes out to be greater than normality into volume of acid, then I will write OH minus. But in both the case, what is the formula we will use? Very simple. Instead of positive sign, what exactly we will be having? Negative sign, my dear students. Molarity means n factor. If I consider normality, no need to consider n factor. Minus N2 V2 upon V1 plus V2. 1 will be acid, 2 will be base. Even if NaVa value is greater means 1 will be acid, 2 will be base. If NbVb base value is more means then 1 will be base, 2 will be acid. It is clear. 1 will be base, 2 will be acid. So this mixture is very, very important. Quickly make a note. Further mixtures also I will discuss. Quick. Strong acid, strong base, mixture of strong acid, strong base, and then strong acid and then strong base. Next, very, very important. Done, clear? pH calculation only question paper setter will focus. Even I know that clearly. Next, what is very important? pH of weak monoacidic base, or what we will take? Weak monobasic acid. What is monoacidic base? That means it will donate only one OH minus. What is monobasic acid? It will donate only one H plus. It will donate only one H plus. So what is the formula we will use to calculate pH? Means you people knows this formula. Concentration of H plus is equal to root of Ka into C. Concentration of H plus is equal to root of Ka into C. So, or else pH is equal to half into pKa minus log C. We can use this formula for pH of weak monoacidic base or weak monobasic acid. pH is equal to half into pKa minus log C. Now, sir, instead of monoacidic base or monobasic acid, if I am having acid which will produce more than one H plus ion, base which will produce more than one OH minus ion, then what is the formula I need to use? pH of more than 1 H plus means what we will be telling? Polyacidic, polybasic acid. So, in the same way, weak polybasic acid or else weak polyacidic base. Weak polyacidic base. Now, what will be the formula? Very simple. So, please do make a note of this formula. Suppose H3PO4. What are the possibility? First step, H plus it will donate. I will be having H2PO4 minus. Second step, H2PO4 minus will produce another H plus ion. So, we will be having HPO4 2 minus. Now, HPO4 2 minus will produce another H plus ion. We will be having PO4 3 minus. Now, in each step, what is happening? Each step, what is happening? It is polybasic acid. So, automatically in each step, it is donating one hydrogen ion. In the first step, the hydrogen ion it is producing, so Ka1, dissociation constant of weak acid. Second step, Ka2. Third step, in the same way, Ka3. This is first step, second step, third step. Now, how to find out pH, sir? The question is all about pH. No, very simple. Listen carefully. To find out the pH, what we will be using is concentration of H plus is equal to same formula, but in the place of Ka, we need to consider only Ka1. Please do make a note, my dear students. In the place of Ka, which value we need to find out? We need to find out only Ka1. Please do keep this in mind. In the place of Ka, we need to use only Ka1. Then what about Ka2 and Ka3, sir? It is very, very simple. For Ka2, what is Ka2 means? Ka2 represent concentration of HPO4 2 minus. If they ask you to find out the concentration of HPO4 2 minus, then Ka2 is the concentration. Then if they ask you to find out concentration of PO4 3 minus, if they ask you to find out the concentration of PO4 3 minus, then automatically it is what value we will be getting? Ka2 into Ka3 divided by H plus. We won't get Ka1. Ka2 into Ka3 divided by concentration of H plus. You guys need to be very, very careful when it comes to these formula. Now one question will come. Sir, why sir for PO4 3 minus, why we are not considering Ka1? These concepts and all I will teach in a regular class, my dear students. Now we are in crash course. That's fine. So PO4 3 minus, where exactly PO4 3 minus is present in this equation? PO4 3 minus is present here. From where we are getting PO4 3 minus? From HPO4 2 minus. So HPO4 2 minus is present in third step, Ka3. In the same way, HPO4 2 minus is present in second step. So Ka2. Automatically I am using only Ka2, Ka3. In the first step, Ka1, we are seeing any HPO4 2 minus, my dear students. In the first step, is HPO4 2 minus is present? Tell me. In the first step, HPO4 2 minus is present? No, it is not present. That is why we are dealing with, we need to find out the concentration of PO4 3 minus. Where exactly PO4 3 minus is present? In the third step. From PO4 3 minus, from where we are getting this? From HPO4 2 minus. So HPO4 2 minus is present in the third step. Then HPO4 2 minus is present in the second step. So I am exactly considering this. Done. It is clear. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts? No doubts. So pH of weak polybasic acid or weak monoacidic base also they will ask in the exam. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts? No doubts, right? The next important thing what they may ask is polyprotic acid. pH of Instead of polyprotic, this is called as polyprotic, right? Polybasic or polyacidic base. I will take amphiprotic species. How to find out pH of amphiprotic species? This is also very important. How to calculate pH of amphiprotic species? Amphiprotic species means basically it will accept as well as donate H plus ion. It will accept H as well as donate H plus ion. If you look carefully, pH of amphiprotic species, I will take this H2PO4 to H2PO4 minus. H2PO4 minus. What is the possibility? If it donates H plus, it will form HPO4 2 minus. If it accept H plus, it will form H3PO4. Now, how to find out pH? This example only I am taking. How to find out pH means very simple, my dear students. pH will be equal to, as I told just now, where exactly this H2PO4 minus is present. H2PO4 minus is present in the second step, and then H2PO4 minus is present in the first step. So I will take only Ka1 and then Ka2. So pH will be equal to Ka1 plus Ka2 divided by 2. It is very simple. So where exactly it is present in the equation, that only we need to consider. It is clear, my dear students. Anybody is having any doubts now? No doubts. It is clear. So like this, we can easily consider pH of amphiprotic species. Now, this is all about pH calculation. So, first thing, when it comes to pH calculation, no need to do anything. Directly remember the formulas. Normal, pH is minus log of H plus concentration, POH is minus log OH minus pH plus POH is equal to 14. When it comes to at 25 degrees C, pH plus POH is equal to 14. So, concentration of H plus OH minus is 10 to the power minus 7 at 90 degree. Then concentration of H plus OH minus is 10 to the power minus 6. So, automatically pH plus POH is equal to 12. Temperature increases, ionic product of water decreases. Strong acid, strong base. Please do listen carefully. Don't blindly do the question. First, look at the concentration which is given in the question. If the value is lesser than 10 to the power minus 6 molar, then we need to take H plus value from the water also. 10 to the power minus 7 we need to add. But greater than equal to 10 to the power minus 6 molar means no need to add 10 to the power minus 7. That is 10 to the power minus 7 is nothing but concentration of H plus from water. Next, mixture of strong acid, strong acid, strong base, strong base, strong acid and then strong base. So, if I am mixing 2 strong acid and 2 strong base, 2 strong acid, 2 strong base. Base means OH minus, acid means H plus. So this is the formula. Molarity means N factor we need to write. Normality means no need of N factor. But strong acid, strong base. First we need to consider which one is having more value. Acid or base. If acid is more, then we will write H plus. Base is more, then OH minus. So N1 V1 minus N2 V2 divided by V1 plus V2. What is N1 V1? If acid value is more, then 1 represents acid, 2 represents base. If base value is more, 1 represents base, 2 represents acid. It is clear? Sir, will you deal with organic part? Yes, I am going to deal with both organic, inorganic as well as now physical chemistry also. Okay, done. It is clear? Fine. Next one is pH of weak monoacidic base and then weak monobasic acid. So this is the formula we can use. Weak polybasic acid, polyacidic base. Remember, we need to use the formula H plus is equal to root of Ka into C. But Ka value is Ka1 only. Amphiprotic species means wherever the ion is present in the multiple step, that step dissociation constant value only we need to consider. In the same way, one more formula we can write for this. How to calculate pH? One more formula is pH is equal to half into, instead of pKa, what I will write? pKa1 minus log C. I will write pKa1 minus log C. Done. It is clear. Okay. The next thing, what we are having, salt hydrolysis. Salt hydrolysis, very easy, my dear students. The one tabular column, what I am going to give, please do remember that so that easily you guys can able to solve question. When it comes to salt hydrolysis, it will be very easy. Salt hydrolysis. When it comes to salt hydrolysis, what is very important? First thing, Any idea in salt hydrolysis? We will be having combination. Strong acid plus weak base salt. Next actually we will be having weak acid plus strong base salt. Next actually weak acid, weak base salt. So weak acid plus weak acid plus strong acid plus weak base. If you look carefully here, this is very, very important. When it comes to strong acid, weak base, what is weak base here? Base is weak, so we will be having Kb value. So this will undergo cationic hydrolysis. If base is weak, automatically we will be having cationic hydrolysis. If acid is weak, then we will be having Ka value. Which hydrolysis will happen? Anionic hydrolysis. If both are weak, Ka as well as Kb, then we will be having both cationic as well as anionic hydrolysis we will be having. Both cationic as well as anionic hydrolysis. Now remember this directly. This strong acid weak base salt will result in acidic solution. But weak acid strong base salt will result in basic solution. If I talk about weak acid as well as weak base salt, this will result in, not all the time, remember this word, this is very, very important, almost neutral solution. Almost neutral solution. Now, how to find out the remaining things? That is what very, very important here. First thing, hydrolysis constant, KH, it is nothing but KW by which is weak, KB. So, in the same way, H will be nothing but root of KW by KH. That is, I can write like this. H is equal to root of KW into KB into C. Now, concentration of H plus will be equal to C into H. That is nothing but root of KW into C upon KB. pH. How to find out pH? pH is nothing but 7 minus half pKb minus half log C. So remember this final formula, my dear students, that is very, very important. Remember this final formula, very, very crucial. When it comes to pH calculation, definitely question paper setter will ask. In the same way, basic solution. Here, what is the formula we will be having? KH is equal to KW by which is weak acid. So, Ka. Then H is will be equal to KW by Ka into C. Or else, concentration of H plus is equal to KW into C upon Ka. Directly, you guys can remember this. Directly, you guys can remember like this. So, the next one, what we will be having, we need to find out the pH value. So, pH is nothing but 7 plus half into pKa plus half into log C. Direct formula based question only will come, my dear students. If you guys listen this formula, that is more than sufficient. 7 plus half pKa plus half log C. Now cationic and then anionic hydrolysis. So what will be the KH formula? KH will be KW by Ka into Kb. So automatically H will be equal to root of KW upon, here what we are having, only Ka, weak acid. Weak base means only Kb, but here we will be having both are weak, acid as well as base. So Ka into Kb. So H will be equal to Kw upon Ka into Kb. So what will be the concentration of H? Concentration of H plus. Concentration of H plus will be Kw into Ka upon Kb. concentration of H plus will be equal to Kw into Ka upon Kb whole root. Now pH formula. What will be the pH formula? pH is equal to 7 plus half pKa minus half pKb. So we can use this formula and then you can calculate pH. With this one tabular column, you guys can easily able to solve any question, my dear students. With this one tabular column, you guys can easily able to solve any question. It is clear. Anybody is having any doubts? Right? It is done. So these are all the things very, very important. So pH calculation, salt hydrolysis. So when it comes to salt hydrolysis, please do remember this. Then this tabular column, majority of the students will feel salt hydrolysis is very difficult. The reason is this pH formula. Very simple. Now one question will come. Sir, what about strong acid and strong base? So please do make a note. Strong acid and strong base salt do not undergo hydrolysis. Do not undergo hydrolysis. So that will always remain neutral. Clear? Now we can able to solve the question. Now shall we start solving the question? Now shall we start? Ready? Okay. Before getting into the question, the last one. What is Henderson equation? Buffer solution, right? What is the Henderson equation formula? pH is equal to pKa plus log of concentration of salt upon acid. In the same way, next one, POH, it is for base, pKb plus log of salt upon concentration of acid. So with the help of these formulas, we can able to solve the question. pH as well as POH. So pH is nothing but pKa plus log concentration of salt upon acid. POH is equal to pKb plus log concentration of salt upon acid. This is Henderson equation. Direct substitution question only we will get, my dear students. Based on Henderson equation, we will be getting direct question. No doubt in that. We will be getting direct question. Clear? Now, question time. Is everyone is ready to solve the question? Is everyone is ready, my dear students? Shall we start? Yes. What is basically a buffer? Weak acid plus salt of weak acid plus strong base. Another one is weak base plus salt of weak base plus salt acid. That is the buffer definition. I hope everyone know. Let me write, because that is also very important, right? So what is basically buffer? One question will come. Which of the following is a buffer? Which of the following option is the buffer solution, like that? So what we will be having? First one, when it comes to buffer, first one is weak acid plus salt of weak acid. That means weak acid plus strong base. Another one, weak base, salt of weak base plus strong acid. So the first one, this is exactly called as acidic buffer. Second one, weak base we are dealing. So this is called as basic buffer. First one is acidic buffer. Second one is called as basic buffer. Now, before start to solve the question, tell one example, my dear students, for acidic buffer. What is the weak acid we can take? CH3COOH. Salt of weak acid, CH3COO minus strong base, Na. So this is coming from weak acid and strong base. In the same way, give one example for weak base plus salt of weak base strong acid. One buffer example. Weak base, what we know? NH4OH plus salt of weak base, NH4 from acid that need to come, NH4Cl. Very simple. That's all, my dear students. If you guys know these things, know remaining things and all very easy. So remember one thing, when it comes to ionic equilibrium, question paper setter may ask Anderson equation based direct numerical, or they may focus on salt hydrolysis, pH calculation, or degree of hydrolysis, KH. Remember, KH is nothing but hydrolysis constant. KH is what? Hydrolysis constant. What is H? H is nothing but degree of hydrolysis. So they may ask this formulas directly. See, whatever the exam, if I go and sit nowadays also, how I can able to solve means, because I will be remembering all these formulas directly. I will be remembering all these formulas directly. With the help of that, we can able to solve. Or else question paper setter will go for pH calculation. So, or else only possibility this basic pH. So, only these three different type of question we will get. Now, shall we start doing the question? Ionic equilibrium. Quick, ready? Okay. First question for the day. First question for the day. I want you guys to solve each and every question. Okay? Yes. First question for the day. Simple questions I will ask. Okay? First question. Tell me, my dear students. An aqueous solution of HCl with pH 1.0 is diluted by adding equal volume of water. Ignoring dissociation of water, pH of HCl solution is. Tell me the answer. What will be an aqueous solution of HCl with pH 1? I told no. What they will ask, either pH, Anderson equation, or salt hydrolysis. Other than this, even question paper setter also don't know anything. That much simple, easy, my dear students. From day one, if I would have thought no, now I won't give this revision also. Directly I would have given question. Since this is my first class in the NEET English channel, I am just doing this. Quick. Aqueous solution of HCl with pH 1.0. Yes. Option B. Next person. Shall we check? We are getting option B. Okay, let me check. What they told? pH value is 1. So, if pH value is 1 means, what will be the concentration of H plus? Very simple. 10 to the power minus 1. If concentration is H plus is equal to 10 to the power minus 1 means, what we are doing? Already it is aqueous solution of HCl. We are diluting it by adding equal volume of water. So how much volume of already is there? That much volume of water we are adding. That means equal volume means it is diluted double times. So what will happen to the concentration now? It is very simple. So what will be the new concentration of H plus? 10 to the power minus 1 divided by 2. Why? Because I am adding equal volume of water. That means volume will get doubled. So 10 to the power minus 1 upon 2. So automatically what we will be getting? 10 to the power 1 by 2 is 0.5. 0.5 into 10 to the power minus 1. Instead of that I can write it as 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. If concentration of H plus is 5 into 10 to the power minus 2, then how to find out pH? pH is equal to minus log of concentration of H plus, that is pH is equal to minus log 5 into 10 to the power minus 2. So 2 minus log 5. So 2 minus log 5. What is the value we will be getting? Log 5 is 0.5. 2 minus log 5. So pH value comes out to be 1.3. So how much actually the pH of HCl solution would be? What is the answer? 1.3. So option B is the right answer. Instead of tick mark, box is coming. Option B is the right answer. So option B is the right answer. Good. Okay. Next question. Next question. Yes. Let me check. How many of you can able to tell the answer for this question? 10 ml of 2 molar NaOH solution is added to 20 ml of 1 molar HCl solution kept in a beaker. Now 10 ml of this mixture is poured into a volumetric flask of 100 ml containing 2 mole of HCl and made the volume up to the mark with distilled water. The solution in this flask is, yes, what will be the nature of this? No, they are asking the concentration of the solution. Yes. Basic question, these questions and all. Really, it is basic only, my dear students. Yes. What will be the answer? How to solve this question? Let me see how we can able to solve this particular question. First, what are the things they are mixing? 10 ml of 2 molar NaOH. I am adding to 20 ml of 1 molar HCl. Molarity into volume into N factor. What is the value we are getting? Molarity into volume 20, N factor is 1 only. So 20 I am getting. Molarity into volume is nothing but number of moles. So millimoles, 20 milli, because ml no. So I am getting 20 millimoles. Here what I will be getting? 20 into 1, 20. Once again in ml, so 20 millimoles. Now tell me, when equal millimoles of, what is this NaOH? This is strong base. This is strong acid. When equal millimoles of strong acid as well as strong bases are added, whatever we will be getting salt, that will be neutral. So the salt which is getting formed is neutral in nature. If the salt which is getting formed here is neutral in nature, means now see 10 ml of this mixture is what? Neutral in nature. It will have any effect on the acidic solution, my dear students? The neutral, it is already neutral in nature. It will be having any effect on acid. Since we are dealing here with acid, it will not be having any effect. So what we need to consider? So automatically, according to question, in 100 ml flask, which is already containing 2 moles of HCl, I am adding this 10 ml solution. Just now we discussed this 10 ml solution is what? This is neutral in nature. This 10 ml is neutral. So it will not be having any effect. Now 2 moles of HCl in 100 ml. What they are asking? Concentration they are asking. So molarity is nothing but number of moles. 2 moles of HCl in volume. 100 ml in liter we want. So 1000. So what is molarity? 20 molar. So 20 molar. What is the correct answer? Option B will be the correct answer. Yes, exactly. So option B will be the correct answer. It is clear? Everybody getting the point now? Why B is the correct answer? Option B is the correct answer. These type of questions are very, very important, my dear students. Only by practicing, you guys can become master. It is clear? Fine. Next question shall we do? Yes. Next question I want you guys to do. Yes. One of the very easiest question. Arrange the following in increasing order of solubility product. Increasing order of solubility product. Arrange the following in the increasing order of solubility product. So what exactly we need to check here? Increasing order of solubility. Look, automatically I will neglect option B and then option C. Am I right? Why exactly I am neglecting option B and then option C, my dear students? What is the reason? Because CaOH twice is strong base. It is partially soluble in water. It is fine. Vishnuvardhan, sir, how you are here? Why da? Wherever actually if you see Prithvi will be there. How God will be there. Like that, for chemistry, wherever you look, I will be there. Now tell me, if I compare option A and D. So by looking at the option elimination method, now onwards, please do remember, strong bases only partially soluble in water. Strong bases partially soluble in water. Now, if I compare option A and D, what will be the correct answer? If I compare option A and D, what will be the correct answer? Exactly. Option D will be the correct answer. Why, sir? Option D will be the correct answer. Listen carefully. This concept will be very helpful in chemical bonding also. What we know very well, if covalent character is more, solubility will be less. So if you look carefully, this is plus 1. This is plus 2 plus 2. What we know from Fajan's rule, covalent character is directly proportional to charge of cation. So which is having more charge? These two. So AgBr will be more soluble compared to this. Now, since this 2 is having more covalent character, why exactly I chose this HGS? What is the reason behind this? Because Hg2 plus, it will show pseudo inert gas configuration. We know very well pseudo inert gas configuration means more the covalent character means solubility will be less. So option D will be the correct answer. It is clear, my dear students. So please do remember, pseudo noble gas configuration will have more covalent character. That means it will be very less soluble. Done. Anybody is having any doubts here? One of the very important model question. So option D is the right answer. Next question. Yes. Again, I told no formula based question only these question paper setter will ask. Weak acid they are taking. Degree of dissociation is X. Which option gives the correct expression of pH minus pKa? Yes, solve and let me know the answer. Which option will give the correct expression of pH minus pKa? Yes, quick. Yes. Which option will give the correct expression? pH minus pKa they want us to find out. How we can able to do? Very simple. How we can able to do? First HA I am taking. They clearly told HA is a weak acid. HA is a weak acid means H plus plus A minus. HA is a weak acid means H plus plus A minus we will get. Now understand one thing. Degree of dissociation is H they told. At time T is equal to 0, if the concentration of HA is A, H plus will be 0, A minus will be 0. At time equilibrium, at particular time, T is equal to T. Degree of dissociation is X. From here, I will be getting X. Stoichiometric coefficient is 1, so 1x. X, stoichiometric coefficient is 1, 1x. So here, A minus X, stoichiometric coefficient is 1, so 1x. It is clear? Now, automatically, what we will be getting, my dear students? What exactly we will be getting? We need to write Ka value. How to write? Dissociation constant of weak acid. Yes. What will be the dissociation constant of weak acid? Okay, here I took A, right? This X, this much is getting dissociated from A only, no? So AX. I thought here 1 is there. From this, 1 means x we can write because 1x, no need to write. But here a no. So from this a only certain percentages getting dissociated. That percentage is x. From this a only percentage, some percentages getting dissociated and forming H plus. So ax. Here a minus, what we will be having? Ax. Now what is the Ka formula? Yes, what will be the Ka formula, my dear students? Dissociation constant of weak acid. What we will be getting? Quick. What we will be getting? Ka formula. What will be the Ka formula? The same thing. Ax into Ax upon A into 1 minus x. So if I write a square x square, here 1a will be there. That will get cancelled. So automatically I will write ax square upon a into 1 minus x. Now what will happen? This 1a will get cancelled. So automatically Ka will be ax square upon 1 minus x. Ka will be equal to ax square upon 1 minus x. Now listen carefully. We got Ka expression. If I get Ka, what they are asking? pKa they are asking. So what we know? pKa is nothing but minus log of Ka. So I can multiply with minus log on both the side. So what will happen to this expression? Minus log of Ka is equal to minus log of ax square upon 1 minus x. Now from mathematics we know log a by b. That means we can write it as log a minus log b. Log a by b. We can write it as log a minus log b. So what will happen? Minus log Ka is equal to, minus log is there. So log a. So minus log of ax square minus, the formula will be there. Minus, already here minus is there, right? So automatically we will be getting plus log of 1 minus x. Now look carefully, you people now will be getting minus log Ka. It is nothing but what, my dear students? Minus log Ka. It is nothing but what? We will be having pKa. Yes, we will be having pKa. Now what is the next thing we will be having? Concentration of H plus is what, my dear students? Concentration of H plus is Ax. But here what I am having? X square. So mathematically, for understanding purpose, can I write like this? Instead of writing Ax square, can I write it as Ax into x? Now, if I write like this, minus log Ax. What is Ax? Ax is nothing but concentration of H plus. Ax is nothing but what? Concentration of H plus. So minus log H plus. It is nothing but what? Minus log of H plus is nothing but pH. So pKa is equal to pH into x plus log of 1 minus x. Now this will come this side. So pKa, pH minus pKa they are asking. Oh my god. So this will come this side as a minus, right? So minus log of 1 minus x is equal to x minus pKa. Now if you look at the options, automatically we can able to tell the answer. Am I right? We can easily able to tell the answer. So what exactly we will be getting? This x will come in the denominator, but we need to be very careful. What we will be getting? Minus sign is there. Minus log 1 minus x divided by x means I can write it as log of x by 1 minus x. Log 1 minus x by x sir means here minus sign is there. But in the option positive sign is there. So x by 1 minus x. Option D is the correct answer. Yes, exactly. So what will be the correct answer? Option D will be the correct answer. It is clear. So these type of questions are very, very important, my dear students. These type of questions are very, very important. Done. Now next question. Yes. Tell me answer for this particular question. KSP for CrOH3 is 1.6 into 10 to the power. Max killed here, sir. See, mathematics knowledge is very, very important. Then only we can able to solve questions from physical chemistry. Yes. KSP value for CrOH thrice is 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 30. What is the molar solubility of this salt in water, they are asking. What is the molar solubility of this particular salt in water? Yes, tell me. What will be the molar solubility of this particular salt in water? Very simple. KSP they given. So what they are asking us to find out? They are asking us to find out S value. So find out the KSP. What is the shortcut we can use? Salt CrOH thrice. According to the shortcut, what is the value we are having? X value is 1, Y value is 3. So automatically KSP will be equal to X to the power X, Y to the power Y, S to the power X plus Y. Now substitute the things. KSP is equal to X value is 1, 1 to the power 1, 3 to the power 3, X to the power 1 plus 3. So 3 cube is 27, 27 S to the power 4. What is KSP value? 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 30 divided by 27 into S to the power 4. Now they are asking only solubility, but we are having power 4. So automatically what we will be having? So S to the power 4 means S to the power S is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 30 divided by 27 1 by 4. Am I right? Yes, everybody is getting an idea how exactly I am bringing this expression. Yes, everybody getting an idea. Now, what will be the S value? Sir, when is the question solving? Hey, now what I am doing? Okay. Tomorrow evening I will be doing the questions, ma. Yes, Balaji, sure. Okay, yes. Tell me, S is equal to 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 30 divided by 27 whole to the power 1 by 4. Now, what will be the answer we will be getting? Quick. Yes. 1.6 into 10 to the power 30 by 27 upon 4, but minus 30 we are having, right? So automatically this will not be the answer. It is very clear. Yes. Yes. Easy, sir. Done. We can able to solve this question. Done. I think here typo error is there. 1.6 into 10 to the power minus 30. Right. So further also we can solve. How we can solve this? 1.6 upon 27. I will write it as 16. That is 10 to the power minus 1. 16 divided by 27. Or else 160 into 160 upon 27 into 10 to the power minus 30. Yeah, I can write like this also. 160 into 10 to the power minus 32 divided by 27 whole power 1 by 4. Now 27 upon 160. How many times we can keep? 5 are 5 7s are 35, 5 2s are 10, 11, 12, 13. 6 are, yes, 6 means it is going. So 5 times we will be getting, right? So 27, 5s are 5 7s are 35, 5 2s are 12, 13, 14, 15. 155 we will be getting. Yes, again 0.5 will be there. So if I put after decimal 0, 5 tens are 50. So 5.1 into 10 to the power minus 32 upon 1 by 4. So 10 to the power minus 32, 4 we are having. So 5.1 into 10 to the power minus 2, it is not there. So 100% it is sure. Typing error. Here minus should be there. If I simplify also, I am not getting any answer, right? Yes, that is what I'm doing. I changed the option. I put minus sign. Now, if I further solve this, what we will be getting, my dear students? So, automatically 10 to the power minus 8. So, here what we will be getting? If I keep 4 times. So, 4 times means automatically we will be getting. So, let me keep 4 times. So, this is 5.9 will come, I think. Right? Yes, yes, yes. Yes, yes, yes. So automatically we can able to solve, right? Around 1.5 something will come. So 1.5 something we will get. 1.5 into 10 to the power minus 8. So it is very clear. Option is here only. No need of further simplification. I just want to cross check. No, I don't want to tell blindly. Yes, minus sign is missed. No, that is the reason I did simplification also. So option C is the correct answer. Option C is the correct answer. Done. Next question. Yes. Try to tell this question answer. This particular question. Which of the following happens when NH4OH is added gradually to the solution containing 1 molar A2 plus and 1 molar B3 plus ion? Okay, the question is all about precipitation. When it comes to precipitation, what we know, my dear students? Ionic product is greater than solubility product means what will happen? Precipitation occurs. If ionic product is greater than solubility product, precipitation will occur. So where exactly we will be having? So solubility product they given. Solubility product of AOH twice, BOH thrice is this much. Now I need to find out. So from this I can able to find out concentration of A2 plus, right? Yes, exactly. NH4OH I am adding. So yes, tell me my dear students, what exactly we will be getting? One of the direct question, this one. One of the direct question. Yes, yes, yes. Yes. What we will be getting? Once again, the question is very simple. Correct answer will be BOH3 will precipitate before AOH twice. Option C is the right answer. How exactly I am telling option C will be the right answer? Very simple. KSP of AOH twice they given. So KSP of what we will be having? AOH twice. So automatically we will be having A plus into, so AOH twice I am taking. So when it comes to KSP, what we will be having? OH twice, no? So A2 plus and then OH minus square. So what is the KSP value? 9 into 10 to the power minus 10. Concentration of A2 plus OH minus square. So concentration of A2 plus is 1 molar they given. Yes. So this is 1 molar into concentration of OH minus square. So automatically concentration of OH minus will be here 9 into 10 to the power minus 10 whole power 1 by 2 root if I am taking. So what exactly we will be getting? I will be getting 3 into 10 to the power minus 5. This is for what? AOH twice. In the same way, if I calculate for BOH thrice, what I will be getting? KSP is equal to concentration of B3 plus OH minus the whole cube. So what is the KSP value? 27 into 10 to the power minus 18. B3 plus value is 1 only. So concentration of OH minus will be cubic root of this one. So cubic root of this one will be, comes out to be here, OH concentration comes out to be 9 into 10 to the power minus 6. Now BOH twice, in BOH thrice, what is the concentration of OH minus? 9 into 10 to the power minus 6. In AOH twice, what is the concentration of OH minus? 3 into 10 to the power minus 5. So, which one is having lower value, my dear students? BOH twice. If I compare, BOH thrice requires lower OH minus concentration to precipitate. So, automatically BOH thrice will precipitate before this one. It is clear? So please do remember, this is also very, very important. This is also one of the very important question in exam point of view. Clear? So like this, I want you guys to solve more and more questions, my dear students. It is clear? Anybody is having any doubts? Now, one more question. Yes. Try to solve this question. If 1 millimolar solution of ethylamine produces pH is equal to 9, then ionization constant of ethylamine is 10 to the power minus 6. What they are asking? Value of X they are asking. Integer type question. Try to tell the answer. Yes. Students are thinking, hey, what this sir is solving very tough question. That is how he is looking at me in the comment section. How to approach this question? Quick. Yes, yes, yes. Seven. Sure, everyone is getting 7. Let me check. What is the formula we know actually? pH plus POH is equal to 14. They told pH value is 9. That means POH will be equal to 14 minus 9. POH is equal to 5. So the concentration of OH minus is 10 to the power minus 5. Now what they are asking? Ionization constant of weak base they given, right? Now how I can write? OH minus is equal to root of Kb into C. Ionization constant they want to find out. OH minus, what is the value? 10 to the power minus 5. So 10 to the power minus 5 is equal to Kb I need to find out into C. What is the concentration they given? 1 millimolar. That means 1 millimolar means 10 to the power minus 3 molar. So 10 to the power minus 3. So automatically if we solve this, what exactly we will be getting? To cancel the root, what I can do? 10 to the power minus 5 square is equal to Kb into 10 to the power minus 3. Root is there, so again I am taking square, so 2 will get cancelled. So automatically if I solve this, what I will be getting? Kb is equal to 10 to the power minus 10 divided by minus 3. Minus 3 comes to the numerator means plus 3. So 10 to the power minus 7. They given 10 to the power minus x. They are asking for the x value. So what is the answer? Answer will be 7. Correct answer is option, sorry, integer 7 is the answer. It is clear, my dear students. Anybody is having any doubts? So this is all about ionic equilibrium. And then next, favorite chapter, electrochemistry. Shall we start? Everyone is ready? So electrochemistry, only formulas are very, very important. If we remember the formula, we can easily solve the question. If we remember the formulas, automatically we can able to solve all the questions. Right? So next thing is electrochemistry. Yes, shall we start? Electrochemistry questions. Yes. So next is we are going to discuss about electrochemistry. Now, first question. when it comes to electrochemistry, my dear students, please do remember some of the formulas are very, very important. Honestly, tell me, how many of you are feeling electrochemical series is very tough? Tell me, how many of you feeling electrochemical series as very, very tough? Remember one thing, one simple thing I will tell. When it comes to electrochemical series, if you people understand this, no, solving any question will be very easy in electrochemistry. If the particular ion, whatever they are giving in the question or in the tabular column in NCERT textbook, when it comes to that particular ion, if it is having greater SRP value, if the particular ion is having greater SRP value, means it has greater tendency to undergo reduction. That means it will act as a oxidizing agent. In the same way, if the particular ion is having lesser SRP value, it will undergo oxidation. So that will act as a reducing agent. Sir, why sir? You are not even talking about SOP, oxidation potential. Understand one thing, my dear students. By convention, always what we need to consider means standard electrode potential. This is by convention. Standard electrode potential is always taken as reduction potential only. So this is the rule, my dear students, like IUPAC convention. Standard electrode potential means we need to always take it as standard reduction potential only. That means, listen carefully here. Now two values are there. Suppose, for example, I will take E naught of Fe2 plus 2 Fe, E naught of Zn2 plus 2 Zn. Two things are there, right? First, what is the question solving approaches? We need to check whether the given value is reduction potential or not. 2 plus 2, 0. What is happening? Decrease in oxidation state. That means it is basically a reduction. So whatever the value they are giving is a reduction potential value. 2 plus 2, 0. So it is undergoing reduction. So whatever the value they are giving, that is reduction potential. Now, I can able to compare between these two reduction potential. Which one is having higher value will undergo reduction. It will act as oxidizing agent. So reduction means I will keep it as cathode. Which value is lesser, that will undergo oxidation, that will act as a reducing agent. For assumption, let me take here the value they given is minus 0.34. Here they given value as minus 0.76. Just randomly I am assuming. Tell me now which one is better oxidizing agent? Which one is having higher value? Minus 0.3 is higher or minus 0.7 is higher? We know from basic mathematics what is higher. Minus 0.34 is higher. So automatically this will undergo reduction. It will act as a oxidizing agent. You people are getting an idea? Yes, you people are getting an idea. This value is just a random value. Now, then, sir, if SOP is given in the question, what I can do? Very simple. If SOP is given in the question, remember magnitude-wise, SOP and SRP, both are same only. Magnitude-wise, SOP as well as SRP, both are same only. If suppose sign is given, plus SOP means we need to change it as minus SRP. If minus SOP means we need to change it as plus SRP. That's all, my dear students. It is very clear. That's all. It is very clear. So plus means minus, minus means plus. So magnitude of SOP will be equal to magnitude of SRP. Done. Anybody is having any doubts now here? Anybody is having any doubts? No doubts. Now, based on this, first actually we will solve one question, because that is very, very important. I want you guys to solve that particular question first. Let me take. Yes. Better oxidizing agent. Yes. First question. Solve this question, my dear students. Now, based on electrochemical series only. Whatever I told, in the same way, we can able to solve this question. Yes. How we can able to solve? In the same way, we can able to solve the question. Yes. Very simple. What is the first step I told? Whether the given potential is reduction potential or not, we need to check. Plus 4 to plus 2, reduction. Plus 4 to plus 2, reduction. Plus 3 to 0, reduction. Plus 3 to 0, reduction. So all the value they given is reduction potential only. So we no need to change anything. How we will change? If oxidation potential means just reverse. That's it. Okay. Now what is the next thing we need to consider? Greater the SRP value. Just now I told greater the SRP value, greater tendency to undergo reduction. But it will act as a oxidizing agent. Oxidizing agent or oxidizing power. Both are having same meaning. Now which one is greater value? This is minus plus 1.2 plus 1.1 plus 1.6. So greater the SRP value, greater will be the oxidizing agent. Option A. It is easy or not, my dear students? Notes how I get, sir. So after the class, notes I will be sharing in the WhatsApp group. Okay. Notes you will get in the WhatsApp group. It is clear. So remember one thing, greater the SRP means greater reduction, greater tendency to undergo oxidizing agent. It will act as a oxidizing agent. It is clear. So very, very important. This is very, very important. Done. Now the remaining things we will solve quickly. When it comes to electrochemistry, all will be easy questions, my dear students. Other than this, you guys need to remember all the basic formulas. Resistance, conductance, specific conductance, all the formulas, if you people remember, that is sufficient. But this is only very crucial, because I do agree majority of the students will always feel very difficult when it comes to these things. Okay, now we will start. First question, statement type question. Think and let me know the answer. Statement 1. With increasing voltage, sequence of deposition of metal on cathode will be Cu. Deposition, copper, they are telling where cathode. That means copper should have greater tendency to undergo reduction. That means it should have greater SRP value. Reduction, 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 reduction. Yes, reduction potential value only. But what is here? Minus is mentioned 0.79, 0.80, 0.24. So they are telling like this. Now tell me, with increasing voltage, sequence of deposition of metal on cathode will be and Cu. Some mistake is there in the question, I think. Right? So here grammatical thing is missing, no? Yes, exactly. So magnesium will not be deposited at cathode. Instead, oxygen gas will be evolved at cathode. No. What exactly? Which one will be deposited at cathode? At cathode, we won't get oxygen gas. In cathode, automatically hydrogen gas will be evolved. So statement 2 is incorrect. In statement 1 question, with increasing voltage, sequence of deposition of metal on cathode will be, so 0.24 only it is having reduction potential. With increasing voltage, no. Yes, automatically this will not be the answer. Maybe here some element should come. Sequence of deposition of metal and cathode will be Ag, Hg and then Cu. Okay. Will be Ag, Hg and Cu. Then it will be correct. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is incorrect. Statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is incorrect. Next question. Yes, very nice question. 1 Faraday electricity was passed through Cu2 plus and 0.1 Faraday was passed through Ag plus. After this, two cells were connected, electrochemical cell. EMF of the cell they are asking. So here they given complete reduction potential value. So how to find out EMF of the cell? We know very well, E cell is equal to E naught cell plus 0.06 upon N, once again, minus E cell minus 0.06 upon N into log QC. Now how to find out E naught cell? We know the formula. E naught cell is nothing but E naught of cathode reduction potential minus E naught of anode reduction potential. Look at the thing. Reduction, reduction. So reduction potential, which has greater value 0.8, greater tendency to undergo reduction. So we will be keeping it as cathode. So what is the cathode value? 0.8 minus 0.34. So what exactly we will be getting? We'll be getting 0.46. Right? So E naught cell value is 0.46. So E cell is equal to E naught cell is 0.46 minus 0.6 divided by N. Here 2 electron, here 1 electron. So this we will multiply by 2. So number of electron transfer is 2 into log. When it comes to QC, my dear students, listen carefully. Cu2 plus, what we will be having? Cu2 plus will gain 2 electron, right? Because silver is cathode, copper will be anode. So copper is anode. So what is happening? Cu will donate 2 electron and then it is forming Cu2 plus. What is the concentration of Cu2 plus? 1.5 molar. To get 1.5 molar of Cu2 plus, how many Faraday we are passing? 2 Faraday. If 2 Faraday is giving 1.5 molar, how many Faraday we are passing? 1 Faraday we are passing. So 1 Faraday will give how much molar? Yes, 2 Faraday is giving 1.5 molar. If 2 Faraday is giving 1.5 molar, then 1 Faraday will give how many molar? 2 Faraday is giving 1.5. Am I right? Yes. Cu2 plus. Yes. 2 Faraday will give 1.5 molar. Moles also. Molarity into volume. So I will be getting 1.5 mole. 2 Faraday is giving 1.5 mole. Then 1 Faraday will give how much actually? Yes. Divided by 2, just cross multiply, right? 1.5 divided by 2, what is the value we will get? 1.5 divided by 2, 0.75. 0.75 mole of Cu2 plus we are getting here. Ag2 plus. So Ag is acting as a cathode. So 2 Ag plus will gain 2 electron to give 2 Ag. Now listen carefully. What is the Ag plus concentration? 0.2 molar. So listen carefully. 2 Faraday is giving 2 moles of Ag. 2 Faraday is reacting with 2 moles of Ag plus. But here how many moles we are having? 0.2 mole we are having. How many Faraday we are passing? 0.1 Faraday. Hey, once again. Oh my God. My basic mathematics is very bad. Wait. Let me write here, my dear students. Let me write. My thing is very bad. Listen carefully. So automatically I told copper and then silver. Copper I am using it as anode. So what will be the reaction? Cu will give away 2 electron. Along with that it will be forming Cu2 plus. In cathode I am having silver. So 2 Ag plus will gain 2 electron to form Ag solid. According to the stoichiometric equation, what we know? 2 Faraday, 2 moles of electron means 2 Faraday is giving 1 mole of Cu2 plus. Here 2 Faraday is giving 2 moles of Ag plus. But how many Faraday we are passing? 0.1 Faraday we are passing through 0.2 molar solution. Right? 2 Faraday is giving 2 moles of Ag plus. Am I right? Done. So now, how many? Yes, 2 Faraday will give 1 mole of Cu2 plus. Now, automatically, we can able to solve. Yes, 2 Faraday is giving 2 moles. Now, how many we are having? 1.5 molar. Here, what is the mole we are having? 1.5 mole of Cu2 plus. Here, 0.2 mole of Cu2 plus. So, automatically, 0.2 mole of Cu2 plus required. How many Faraday? Sorry, 0.2 mole of Ag plus required. 0.2 Faraday it is required. In the same way, there 1.5 mole. So automatically 1.5 mole of Cu2 plus required. How many Faraday we will be having? 1.5 mole means we need to pass 3 Faraday we need to pass. But how many Faraday we are passing? Only 1.5 Faraday we are passing. So automatically, what is the final moles of Cu2 plus will be present? 1 mole will be present, right? So 3 Faraday required. But how many Faradays we are passing? We are passing only 1 Faraday we are passing. Here, how many Faraday we are passing? Only 0.1 Faraday. So automatically, what will be the remaining concentration? Remaining concentration will be Cu2 plus. Remaining concentration will be only 1. So automatically, if I solve this, log QC. In the place of QC, what we will be getting, my dear students? In the place of QC, we will be getting concentration of Cu2 plus. Concentration of Cu2 plus upon concentration of Ag plus square. So now automatically E cell is equal to 0.46 minus 0.03 log Cu2 plus concentration is 1 only upon what we are having. Ag plus concentration of Ag plus square. Concentration of Ag plus square means we will be having 0.1 square. So automatically now if we solve this, we will get the answer. It is clear. So now if we solve this question, automatically we will get the answer. So next question. So that's all, my dear students. Everything will be easy only. Yes, this question. More salt. More salt is composed of only 3 type of ion. Ferrous, ammonium, sulfate. That is true. Yes, we know very well. If the molar conductance at infinite dilution of ferrous ammonium sulfate ion, X1, X2, X3, molar conductance of more salt at infinite dilution will be X1, X2, X3. 2x3. How? Ferrous means only we will be having X1. Ammonium, what we will be having? 2NH4 plus. So here 2 should come. So statement 1 is correct. Statement 2 is incorrect. Option C is the right answer. So what is the correct answer? Option C is the correct answer. Statement 1 is true, but statement 2 is false. Next question. So next question is a very important question. Yes. Correct order of limiting molar conductivity for cations in water. Limiting molar conductivity of cations in water. How we can able to find out this question? Correct order of limiting molar conductivity of ions in water. We know very well the exception is what? H plus. Definitely we will be having H plus. They are not asking incorrect. Correct order they are asking. Incorrect means option C will be the answer. Yes. What will be the answer? Yes. What is the correct order? Option B will be the correct answer. So remember, my dear students, these are all very, very important question. Direct question. Option B will be the correct answer. Yes, exactly. So next question. Yes. O2 gas will be evolved as a product of electrolysis of when O2 gas will be evolved for me. Aqueous solution of AgNO3 using silver electrode, aqueous solution of AgNO3 using platinum electrode, dilute solution of H2SO4 using platinum electrode, high concentration solution of H2SO4 using platinum electrode. Choose the correct answer. Yes. Let me start the poll. When I will be getting oxygen gas. In what case oxygen gas will be evolved, they are asking. In what case oxygen gas will be evolved as a product of electrolysis? Yes, yes, yes. What will be the correct answer? When aqueous solution of AgNO3 is used using platinum electrode, what will happen when aqueous solution of AgNO3 is used? In anode, what we will be getting? In anode, silver will get oxidized, but at the same time in cathode, once again, as a product of electrolysis. Yes, electrolysis product. So option B and C is the correct answer. Option B is the correct answer. How? In cathode, what will happen? Silver will get deposited. Ag plus electron will give Ag. But in anode, what exactly will happen? Water will go towards the anode. So we know the reaction 2H2O liquid will give automatically what will get? 4H plus 4 electron plus O2 gas. So option B and C. Option B and C is the answer. So this question is directly based on product of electrolysis. The direct question based on product of electrolysis. Clear? Reno 24557. PW NEET students know aura of Prithviraj Sir chemistry. Okay, so this question is completely based on product of electrolysis. Now, next question. Very easy question. You guys can easily able to solve this question. Yes. Try to tell me the answer. For the given cell, Fe2 plus Ag plus gives Fe3 plus Ag. Standard cell potential of the above reaction is given. They just given the standard cell potential value. How we can able to find out? Yes. How we can exactly able to find out this question? Yes, tell me, my dear students. C. X plus 2y minus 3z. Yes, exactly. Option C is the correct answer. Option C. How exactly option C? We need to use the formula delta G is equal to minus NF E cell. We need to use the formula delta G is equal to minus NF E cell. Very simple. Fe2 plus Fe3 plus Ag they given. Now understand one thing. From Fe I will be getting Fe2 plus. From Fe2 plus I will be getting Fe3 plus. So Fe2 plus to Fe, what is the value they given? Y they given, right? So let me keep it as delta G01. Fe2 plus to Fe3 plus, this is delta G02. Fe2 Fe3 plus, this is delta G03. Now if you listen carefully, what is the formula we know? Delta G03 is nothing but delta G10 plus delta G02. Now listen carefully. delta G means, what is the formula we know? Minus NF E cell. Delta G means, what is the formula we know? Minus NF E cell. Here the E cell value they given. So automatically we can able to find out the standard cell potential value. Yes, it is clear. So if we substitute and then if we solve, we will get the answer x plus 2y minus z. It is clear, my dear students. Anybody is having any doubts? So this is all about electrochemistry. Now the only thing, so chemical kinetics. When it comes to chemical kinetics, it will be one of the very easiest thing. So I will share the questions actually as a homework. Okay. So what is the homework means? In WhatsApp, I will share the PDF. So try to solve the homework question. Solve homework question. Okay, revise all the formula and then try to solve the homework question without any reasons, because the only way to master chemistry subject is to solve question. Okay, so try to solve, make use of the things. I will share the notes also in the WhatsApp. I hope today class will be fine. But one thing, my dear students, from day one, if I was teaching, today class would have been a different scenario. I would have directly given question, everything. But since this is the first class, first time I'm meeting you guys, I was discussing some of the concepts also. That's why delay happened. That's fine. The only thing is, if you are studying whatever, we need to study in a very perfect way. Okay. Now, the only thing I'm expecting from you guys is, please do try to solve homework question. Okay. In the meantime, whenever you people are trying to solve homework question also, any doubt is there, please do let me know. I'm there to help you guys out. Okay. Okay, my dear students. Take care. Bye-bye. See you in next class. Thank you.